Warm greetings from the High 10. It's Everyday Shenanigans, and thanks for joining me. As most of you know, this case pertaining to Summer Wells, 7 months in, has become a $2 circus. It's despicable at this point, and I think it can't get any worse. That's my personal opinion. I'm going to play you commentary from Evil Exists, and then I will go into a brief synopsis of what's been going on in the queue as of late. Most of you already know that's following the content. If you have never spoken before on this panel, feel free to hit the link. I'm just going to be truthful with you. As of late, I've been just a bit flustered with this case. I'm flustered with the lives. I'm just flustered with everything that's transpiring on this network. It's just, I'm over it. I'm over everything about the YouTube situation. I guess perhaps, I don't really know how to word it. It's not my cup of tea. That's the best way I can put it. It's not my bag. It's not my cup of tea. It's not, I can definitely say it's not what I signed up for in giving commentary about subject matters. And I understand there are people who are going to disagree. People are going to fuss, cuss. That's what people are going to do. Like they say, you have to have thick skin doing this. But I just, like I said, I don't want to be grouped in a certain type of group pertaining to the subject matter that I speak of. And I don't want any parts of being in any of this nonsense. I'm just going to keep it real. The live panel, I'm not jiving well with it either. I'm just not. There's certain things I'm seeing that I've noticed coming up a year now with the live panels. The things about it I don't care for. I don't care for people coming on showboating, people coming on making up stuff, people coming on trying to get attention, people being rude to the other guests on the panel. I don't appreciate that. Now, don't use my panel as I said, a way for you to be seen and heard. And I'm not with none of that. That's why I keep trying to tell you people, thank you, sweetheart. I don't rock like how a lot of people rock. I live a certain type of way, and people who know me in the street know how I rock. Trust me, there are many people that want to get into Queen's peripheral. Do you understand? But they can't. They can't because they realize she ain't going. That's Big Aunt. She ain't going. And it's just too much of, I just see a lot of foolishness with the panels. You give the people an opportunity to speak. I'm going to just be forthright today in this commentary because I don't want to sugarcoat anything after today in case you look up one day on the channel and notice some things that aren't the same. You can say, oh, that's why. I'm just fed up with things in general, things in life in general, people in general. And I realized we're in a world where people just can't mesh. And that's to be expected. You can't mesh with everybody. Everybody's not going to be on your level. You're not going to be on their level. And that's just the way it is. And there's just certain things such as this box here I'm not down with. I'm not down with. I personally give you an opportunity to come up and speak. But that's why I've been doing uploads the past 2 days or so because of things I've noticed that I didn't care for in the live stream. And so I say, well, if I do the uploads, I don't have to have any malfunctions, any discrepancies, any bickering, anybody trying to showboat, anybody trying to make up stuff, anybody trying to throw shade to somebody. I don't have to put up with any of that with the uploads. It's just me, my camera, boom. I give the commentary, hit the off button, I'm done. That's the end of it. I don't have to have any problems. And I like it like that because that's how I came to YouTube, was just doing uploads. And it's simpler, it's quieter, it's peaceful. And as one of the commenters said to me, I like your uploads better because I can hear just you speaking. I don't have to try to watch the chat, listen to the chat, read the chat, and try to hear what you're saying at the same time. And it makes sense because you can't have a creator talking. Then you bring people up on a panel, they're talking over each other. I'm in, out, talking, trying to answer their questions. Then I got to look at the chat and try to throw out somebody's comment that I think I want to mention. Then you got people in the chat getting an attitude because you ain't acknowledged their comment. Did you see what I said? Did you see what I said? Damn, 50, 60 people might be commenting. I can't read out everybody's comment. Do you understand? See, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. Because there are people who have bigger channels and they may have 3,000 people in the chat. You can't honestly think that creator is going to sit there and read 1,000+ comments. Now, if they choose to start it out at some point saying, I'm going to read some of your comments, then try to, engage in your commentary, that's different. But there's no way a person could sit verbatim and try to read comment for comment for comment, and God forbid have people on the panel too at the same time. There's no way you can interact all of those at the same time because something's going to get missed. Somebody's not going to get heard. Somebody's going to talk over somebody. Somebody's going to be in the chat chirping that they, call me like you're in school. I know the answer, teacher. I know the answer. You understand what I'm saying? It can get out of control very fast. Well, amazing, Tiff. It looks that way. Yeah. And I would like to have a serious chat if I could, but it's very hard because as I said, there's different people coming in the chat, trying to talk over other people, coming in trolling. It's just an assortment of people that be in the chat, assortment of people on the panel. So I try to balance it all out. And naturally, it's not going to be conducive to everyone and including myself. But that's my speech for today because I don't want to go on and on about that. I want to give you 2 updates before I start this stream. I thank you all for joining me. If you want to donate to the channel, $Beganji129 Cash App. All super chats are welcome during the live. Thank you all mods that joined the live stream. Cardi B is paying for the 17 Brooklyn Knights that passed away. Amen. Thank you, Cardi B. She will be paying for the funeral expenses for the 17 people who passed away in that apartment fire in Brooklyn, New York. Prayers for those people. And also the great state of New York is allocating $2 million in funds to help the people with resources, mental health, and rental assistance. So let's pray for those people in New York who were displaced from their apartments. Let's also pray for the families of those who perished in the fire, because there were children who perished in the fire. And thank you, Cardi B, for lending a hand. Amen. God is good. God has truly blessed you, and you have now decided to pay it forward. Not that you haven't, but you're paying it forward by helping people from Brooklyn. And you mentioned in the article that you are from Brooklyn, New York, and you want to give back. So I want to thank Cardi B for that. I also want to give you an update pertaining to Joseph Hines, who was found brutally murdered in East Knoxville, Tennessee, off of Juanita Cannon Street. The family will be here live in a few hours. When I'm done with this live, I will talk to the sister of Joseph Hines, African-American male, found brutally shot in East Knoxville, Tennessee. She will be here today to tell you who Joseph Hines was. And hopefully others will join her. Other family members will join the live stream. And then after that live, I'm expected to do another live with law officials. Government officials are supposed to join me later to give their personal opinion pertaining to the Summer Wells case. They're not directly involved because naturally people directly involved could not be on a live panel discussing an open investigation. But I have reached out to someone who would like to give his opinion pertaining to this case. And he has also invited some other gentlemen to join the live stream to give their opinion pertaining to this very bizarre and baffling case out of East Tennessee Thank you all so much for joining me. This is Everyday Shenanigans. Thank you for the support, the donations. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for those who share my content in the queue on your Facebook pages. I thank you all so very much. I'm going to go ahead and get into this. If you want to join the panel, stream is inside of the at the top of the page. Thank you all so much for joining me. Thank you for the journey, joining me on this journey. God bless all of you. Evil exists. The first source. Oh, mercy. Poor Summer. God, honey. This is baffling. Summer Wells case. Planted flowers in brand new outfit. This was uploaded 2 hours ago in the queue. Evil exists is the source. Thank you.
Excellent point that a loyal subscriber emailed me about. It's about the clothes that Summer Wells wore on the day she went missing. We were all a bit alarmed when both Dawn and Candace said that's the same outfit she was supposed to wear for her first day of kindergarten. They purchased it about a week before Summer went missing, and it was apparently still in Grandma Candy's truck. So the swimming trip wasn't planned according to Candace. It was a spur-of-the-moment type of thing, so that outfit was the only one available at the time. Candace mentioned that it was for the car ride home, so that Summer wouldn't freeze to death, as she put it. I always wondered why there was so much confusion surrounding what Summer was wearing that day. It was initially reported that she was wearing her shorts. We then heard that she went missing in that first day of school outfit, but without the jacket on. So, from about 3 p.m. to 6:30 p.m., when Summer was reported missing, she remained in her first day of school outfit. She never changed. So, we are expected to believe that a spur-of-the-moment swimming trip took place. Spare clothes which were supposed to be saved for her first day of school happened to be in Grandma Candy's truck, and then they didn't change Summer out of those clothes, even though planting flowers is a pretty messy job. Does this make sense?
Okay, I'm going to go back and read commentary off of this Evil Exists, because there's something I want to go over with you guys that was on here. Hold on one second. He shows it so fast. Okay. Man, my buttons are not working well. Let's see. One second. I want to try to read this commentary on here. Okay. This is a post, I guess, or from somewhere. I don't know. But this is on Evil Exists channel. I had to pause it so I could read you the said information. Thank you all so much for joining me. Thank you for the love. Thank you. God bless you. With the closing of Kepler, the 2 older boys were to move to Hawkins Elementary this year, while the 2 youngest Wells children were set to be attending Joseph Rogers Primary. In fact, Summer already had an outfit picked out for her first day, the one everyone has come to know, that which she's wearing in the last known image of her, lying against 2 gallons of milk in the backseat of her grandmother's pickup truck after a swim at Warriors Pass State Park in Kingsport. The only outfit that I had was her brand new one we got for her to go to kindergarten, Bly said. It was a suit, of course, pants and a sweater. I got it probably about a week before. It was still in Mom's truck. It was the only change of clothes because she did not plan to go swimming that day. Candace, that comment makes no sense. You see, this is what this case has become. It's become the battle of who is telling the truth, Candy or Boy H. Because if we're to believe Boy H, he says that the child, this is told to Chris Madonna, that the child came in with shorts and a shirt or tank top, whatever, changed into a swimsuit. Some of you are arguing if it was a dress or this. It doesn't really matter to me because I'm not there. You're never going to know the truth of what the hell the child had on. So you can just argue back and forth, back and forth. The point is, Boy H says the child was changed in his house. I don't see him lying about that. So when Candy says here in this commentary, whoever she's speaking to, that she only had to change an outfit in the car, you bought it a week ago. One, why would you change your child in that outfit? That makes no sense. Why would I put that on my child? It's been sitting in the car a week. You want me to believe it's been sitting in the car a week, and then you just happen to change her in that outfit because she gets cold. Well, if you know your child and you know your child gets cold after swimming, wouldn't you already have brought a little jacket or something to put on her? Because you know your child, allegedly. Do you understand? You say you know your child. I'm assuming. No, let me rephrase that. You should know your child. So therefore, you would have taken something else, Candy, to put the child in when she became cool after the swim. 2, no towels in the car. All we hear of is a pillow when the children get wet. That makes no sense to me either. See, if you take towels to dry off, the only thing you need is a bag to put the towels in so they don't mildew in the car before you get home, so they don't stink and smell. Stay woke. So then you say it was a spur of the moment, the trip. Well, then if it was a spur of the moment, then what the hell are we talking about? I'm so sick of this case. How can it be spur of the moment you want her to swim or fish? Which is it? Because first it was fishing, then it's swimming. Then it's in this commentary a statement. I wasn't planning nothing. She gets cool, but I put her in a new outfit that we got a week ago that's sitting in grandmama's car, which makes no sense. Then that leads me to think you drive your mother's car all the time, not the Subaru. Stay woke. Or the other truck that Don has, the white truck. Stay woke. Is this a planned trip to the swimming hole? I'll tire her out. I'll do something to her. What? What are we missing? Because something is off with this entire situation of this swim, fishing, calling boy H, texting boy H, however it goes. It's all bullshit. This is bullshit. And I try not to think about it because it gives me a headache, trying to decide what part of the story is orchestrated or an accident / cover-up. It just doesn't make any sense to say in this commentary that you didn't have any other outfits. So then basically you're saying that boy H is a liar. So what did you actually put on your child that morning? Let's start there. Exactly. It's off because it's a lie. Exactly. That's why there's no need to argue back and forth about what Summer had on in the water, dress, tutu, pants, shorts, tank top. It doesn't even matter. That's what you all got to understand. You're never going to get to the bottom of it because it's a lie. Don't you find it strange you can't put it together? It wasn't meant for you to put it together because it's a lie. It's a ruse. Right. She gets hot, she gets cold. Exactly. It's summertime. How cold can you get? Riding with the windows down, it's 80 degrees, sun beaming on the car. The sun is hottest between 2 and 4 p.m. in most states. Stay woke. You would only be cool for a short amount of time if you're riding around in areas with a lot of trees in the summertime. So just driving up to the Smoky Mountains, it's 100 degrees outside. Well, it's going to be a little cooler going up to the mountains because it's a lot of trees full bloom. So windows down, you may get a breeze because you have trees to keep you cool on the drive. Stay woke. But when the car is stopped, it will be warm with the windows down. Stay woke. Thank you, Evil Exists, for that commentary. You see, it is known that when you lie, and a person who has a discerning spirit, they can read that it's a lie. Now, someone who is probably not as gifted in reading people, sensing a lie, they will think that they're telling the truth. Nobody in their right mind could hear this story and say, these people are telling the truth, no matter what happened to Summer. And that's what leads people to think that you did something to your child, because the story doesn't make any sense, because you're all over the place. And a story shouldn't be all over the place if you're telling the truth. And that's where the problem lies. It's the over here, over there. First it was to go fishing, but then it was to go swimming. You didn't plan to go swimming. So how would you start out planning to go fishing? Well, where are the fishing poles? Since Grandis had so many things in her vehicle, I questioned that as well. Grandis, why do you have all that shit in your car? You're a hoarder? What are we talking about? Why did you have all this stuff in your car? H says he had to move boxes out of the way. TVs were in the back. The hell were you doing? Don't you all know you burn up a lot of gas when you have your cars and trucks filled with stuff and junk? Just saying. Candy, what happened to the baby? Let's just stop this, okay? I think by now you know that every time you open your mouth, you and Donald, you put your foot in your mouth. And you are not forthcoming with the truth of June 15th. Some people may even believe that this is an issue of the 14th or beforehand, the 4th. I don't think it really matters, does it? The baby is gone, possibly not even alive. Because as I've told people, if you want to believe that she was handed off, sold, whichsoever, look at the company that the parents keep and ask yourself, how is it that the child would be alive? You don't even know Donald and Candy. You would trust somebody that they know to take care of Summer? Think about what you're saying. Look at what has jumped out of the clown car as of late pertaining to Summer Wells' parents. And you actually think somebody had Summer's best interests at heart and hiding her, took her. Come on now. Seriously. These people are unfit. So you want me to believe they have fit friends? You haven't had one decent person come forward to rally for these people. The only person that could be halfway deemed decent would have been Robin. And I am leery of her actions as of late. So that leaves who then that would take the child on purpose or abduct it and do what with her exactly? Hide her in another dungeon besides the one that she was raised in, living in, because you can't take her outside. She can't play outside. She can't go to school. You don't have birth certificate, social security card. So what kind of life would she have? Think about what you're saying. What kind of life could she have? What kind of life would she have with someone else? When you look at how Don and Candy carry themselves and the company that they have kept pertaining to Allie, strange men, people coming on the property, spending the night, drunk, high, strangers coming from New York to the house. You don't even know how many people have been on the property in the lifespan of the children. So therefore, why in God's name would you think somebody took the child in good faith and they're hiding her? As I said, 9 times out of 10, the reason a person would abduct a child is for sexual purposes. And she is 5. Do the math and do the logic. Use logic. She wouldn't possibly survive the sadistic abuse that would be exacted upon her. And if she was taken for allegedly a good reason, what kind of life is the child going to have hiding in a house and can't come outside? How's that going to work? Then what would happen once she's found with the said good people? You've got to now explain why you have access to a child and an Amber Alert has been issued for her. How are you going to explain that? So I've debunked all those theories before. All these people coming out pertaining to the Wells. Summer is on the back burner pertaining to Boy H, Allie, Robin, Dodson, Dudley, Jody Sue, now Andrew, Fred. It's not about Summer. It's never been about her. How could it be? You all just want attention. It's not about Summer Wells. Thank you, Christina. Gidget, I agree. I don't believe that story about the outfit either, dear. Because we have to go back to what Boy H said. Bought the outfit, not brought, with an R. So one could suspect you bought the outfit on that trip, June 15th. But anyway, all these side pieces jumping out of the clown cars, which is, as I made the video, a Winnebago now. It's a full-fledged Winnebago. Do you agree? It's a Winnebago. It is not a clown car. We now have a nice sized little bus for all the people jumping out, wanting to be seen, wanting to be heard, running to the YouTubers. I hope the YouTubers will be there for you all when your ass is called into court. Let's say this goes to court. Where will your YouTuber friends be? Hell, possibly summons to court alongside you. They'll have to scatter you all around the surrounding areas, put you in a hotel, and pray don't none of you bump into each other to talk about what you say in court. What you say in court. What they ask you. What they ask you. They'll have to put you all in courts from Virginia to North Carolina when you count all the YouTubers that have talked to Don, Candy, and these other Monkey Joe, Monkey Sue, and all that. I just cannot believe that this is about a little girl. Listen, every time I go in the queue, I tell myself, who has all this information about what the whales are saying, and Don said, and Candy said, and what Monkey Joe said, and Monkey Sue said, and who is doing all this damn talking? What the hell is wrong with you people? Well, I saw in the chat, blah, blah, blah. They should call me on the telephone and tell me this, that, and the other. Well, I saw him in the chat, and then I called him up. He called me up. He inboxed me. He sent me an email. What the hell is wrong with you people? You all act like this is like you're in high school. Playing around with Facebook or some sort. You understand? Did you see what Bob put on Facebook? Yeah, I saw that. Can you believe that? I'm going to send him a message. I'm going to go on his timeline. I'm going to go on her timeline. I'm going to send her a message. That's how y'all act. You all act like this is high school. This ain't high school. This is the real deal. This is about a little girl missing. And every day somebody is in the queue making videos alongside myself, and it has nothing to do with someone else. That's why I don't put her name in my videos. Today is my first time putting her name in the videos since the 7-month mark. Other than that, I don't put her name in my videos because it wouldn't be right to put her name in a video and then the video's content is about something her stupid ass mom and daddy did or said, or Pookie or Ray Ray jumped out of a airplane onto Ben Hill Circle. Yeah, I call it Ben Hill Circle because that's what it is. It ain't no road. It's a circle. This isn't even about her. It's not about her. It's never been about her. That's the gist of the story. It's been about Don and Candy and their interdealings with the general public. Pookie, Ray Ray, Bubba. That's all it's been about. Summer was never important. That's why she's not here. That's why the brothers aren't here. None of the children were important. That's why they're not here, visible. One's possibly deceased. The other 3 are in the state's care. So therefore, the story has never been about them. The kids were never important. That's obvious. The story is about their dusty parents who don't know how to live accordingly. They do not want to walk the walk. They do not want to do right by the children, by society's rules. They want to be misfits. And that is their choice, but don't have kids. You know, you want to drink all the time. You want to get drunk all the time. You want to get turned up all the time. You want to in and out of jail. You want to drink and drive. You want to just do whatever the hell you want to do. That's your choice. Don't have no kids. Don't have no kids. I respect you more. You go out here and stay drunk under the Christmas tree and you ain't got no babies. You don't have no obligations. You want to live in a tent? You want to live on the street? You want to sleep under the bridge? Get drunk, turned up, heroin, fentanyl, pills? Hey, knock yourself out. That's your business. See, I'm one of them kind of people. I don't care what nobody do. You ain't on my level. You ain't on my level, so I ain't concerned. I just pray for you. Keep it moving. That's what some people should have done with these two. Once you see what they're about, keep it moving. Because in the end, even if you see them with their children, what can you do? Tell them, hey, I don't like the way your child look. Hey, Child don't look like she fed. Hey, look like they got cooties, this and that. Ain't nobody gonna let you tell them that about their child. So what do? You're gonna either call CPS, you're gonna call the police. What you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Because you can't tell a person how to raise their child. So what are you gonna do? Keep being around them, knowing they're abusing the child, neglecting the children. What you gonna do? And if you have been privy to how they've treated the children in a negative manner, then you are just as guilty to not say something to CPS or the police and to continue being in their peripheral. Because I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to hang around you and you abuse your children, you neglect your children. Because as I said before, it's not my job to tell you how to treat your children. Because you know there's going to be a problem once you say something. You're not going to be friends with them, and they're not going to want to be friends with you. If you start saying, hey, I don't like the way your child look. Hey, I don't like the way you talk to your kid. Hey, you shouldn't have hit your kid. Hey, I don't like the way you're disciplining your children. It's going to be a problem. It's going to be a jump off, perhaps. So that's the end of that. They're not going to have you around them, so you're not going to see what the kids are doing anyway. So what do? You going to go tell somebody, or you're just going to be whispering to yourself until something jumps off, such as now a missing kid. Now I want to go talk to TBI. Now I want to go talk to a YouTuber. Too late for that. Too late for that. That's the story with every case, damn near, of an abused, neglected child. Y'all go run out of breath to the news about what you saw before. Should have done that a long time ago. The hell you going to the news for now? What are you going to the news for now? You're a little late. Oh! I remember she would come outside. She always was in her pajamas every time I saw her outside. I had to walk her back to her apartment one day. I knocked on the door. Nobody answered. And I pushed the door open and told her to go inside and lock the door. And you thought that was okay? Now, that's a case out of Florida that everybody knows about. You saw the child playing outside during school hours, and you knew the mother had went to work. You knew the mother was at work because her car wasn't in the parking lot, and you would see her child outside playing often in pajamas. You didn't think to call the landlord. You didn't think to call DHS or the police. And then you walked that same child back to the apartment alone and told her to go in and shut the damn door. And then when we find out she's missing and then found dead in the state of Alabama, and they go back to the apartment and they see that the child was basically held hostage up in a bedroom, closet, fecal matter, urine, all in the bedroom. They said it smelled horrific. You want to come out and tell the world what you saw pertaining to the little girl. Day late, dollar short. So I think of that case. I think of this case. How many people saw the children were in dire need? The Wells children. They did go to church. So even if they weren't going to school, they went to church. So the people in the church saw the children and saw Summer, how they look, how they smell, all of that. So I'm going to say to you, good Christians, what did you notice negative about the Wells children in the short time they were attending your church? And did you turn a blind eye to what was deemed negative about the children? Neglectful abuse, perhaps, about the children. Because some people want to say, well, It wasn't Robin's job to do this and that. Well, it is your job. Don't try to sugarcoat the obvious. You can make the one phone call and or say something to the parents and then throw your hands up and leave it in the hands of God and say, I did my part. I said something. Either to the parent and or CPS, police, and I let them handle it. That's the right thing to do. See, there's ways you can talk to a parent without sounding accusatory. I noticed, little Becky is looking a little faint. Is she okay? And I noticed she had quite a bit of an appetite. And you understand, say it in a way to where the parent knows, oops, they noticing something. And then wait to see if they bring the child back to church. And if they fall off, call. Hey, how you doing? Didn't see you in church. Didn't see your children at church. Inquire. And then when the bell goes off, okay, they're avoiding church, this and that. Make your phone call to CPS or the police and walk away. Stop running to the news and YouTube and social media platforms and all that old mess after the fact. Because it's, what's the point? Well, Stacey, people see stuff all the time and do not report things. Because if you all are hooping and hollering about what you allegedly think you saw in a picture, they saw the children outright. And the children are now in State's care and summer's gone. So that should tell you something. Either somebody reported them and CPS went and didn't find nothing, or CPS never got no calls. Take your pick. Thank you all for joining me. This extra stuff, people jumping out of clown cars pertaining to this story, man, please stop talking. Andrew, wherever you are, please stop talking about Boy H. Just stop talking about Boy H. Enough. You are making it worse. You're making your son out to be a liar. As I said, I wasn't there. I don't know what happened June 15th. I wasn't with Candy, Grandis, and your son. But you coming out a day late, dollar short is ridiculous. Yeah, Queen talking to you directly. Hood to hood. You want to use that damn ghetto talk. Stop that. He ain't gonna be good in the hood if he carrying baggage from June 15th. Did you hear that, Andrew? That's the Queen talking to you. Because I can get street if you want to. And you don't want Big Ange to get street with you. Because I know how to go in the belly of the beast. And I know how to come on out of there too. I don't think you can. Ting! Because y'all stuck in there. I ain't my cup of tea. But I know how to crawl in there and come on out. You see, maybe you should have had Boy H before June 15th. Ting! And we wouldn't be talking about Boy H 7 months later. That part. Where were you when he needed a role model? Because his mammy had other things on her mind and plate. Such as bedding men folk that was riding with you, Daddy. Too busy bickering over Jose. your friend, acquaintance. So Allie's priorities were lax, such as the whales. And then you come sliding in to YouTube Nation. I said that. All of 7 months late. Talking bad about your own child in front of a camera? White boy, is you high? Queen can get gangster with you. I don't mind. Because the thing about Queen, she know how to turn it off. So let's go there. Good in the hood. What's good about talking about your son to social media when he already involved in an investigation, whether he's been cleared or not? That's neither here nor there. It's principle. You should keep your mouth closed. That's your child, so you say. Oops, did you get a paternity test? I said it. Because we wouldn't want to have no misunderstandings later. Do you know something, Andrew? About June 15th? Has Boy H told you about June 15th? Has he told you about anything that transpired on June 15th with Candace and Summer Wells and Grandis? Because if you know something, maybe you should tell TBI instead of telling your cell phone. Frankly, I wish somebody cut all y'all asses off the main line. Whoever y'all with, Straight Talk, Metro, Boost, I don't know, Verizon, click, 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 click. Cut them all off. We need to go back to the old days where it wasn't no cell phone, hell, not even a landline. No Facebook, no nothing. It's time to put all y'all in social media jail. You can't talk to nobody, message nobody, send a voicemail, text message, nothing. We're going to take y'all back to jumping rope outside. We going back to jumping rope, hopscotch. Because y'all don't know how to live in modern times because you don't know how to stay off that damn phone. Yeah. Can on a string. Exactly. It's time for all of y'all stay off the cell phones. You YouTubers too. Y'all need to go back to the old days of double dutch. Because some of y'all done got beside your damn selves. Don't know how to shut up. I got to tell them what's going on. Yeah, right, letter writing. Like my grandmama, love to write a letter. Baby, ain't nobody trying to read no long-winded Dear John letter, Dear Jane. Queen will tell you, don't write me no letter, because Queen ain't gonna read it. Tell you that. I don't want to do your long comments. Ain't trying to be funny, but it is my channel and my pages. And I don't need long-winded letters. Because you know what I think of when I get them long comments? You trying to tell the Queen something. About what exactly? I stay woke. So I don't need a Dear Jane letter in the comment box. I don't need you to repeat to me verbatim what the story's about. I'm watching it. Miss me with all that. Yeah, it's time to go back. We get ready to go back to the 80s. No social media, no cell phones, no nothing. You gonna get the news from the news station. What happened? And if you didn't hear it from the news, then you ain't heard it. What y'all trying to gain by all this talking to the YouTubers? The YouTubers barely living them damn selves from what I've been hearing in the chat and what these people be putting them on blast about their personal lives. So what you trying to do? You run into a YouTuber that's hell barely living his damn self, her damn self. They geeked up the damn selves. Goofy. Going live, inebriated and slobbering when they talk. That's who you want to share the good news with. Somebody needing a couple $1,000 down on them a new place to live and want to go buy the children some new toys. I bet you better carry your ass out there and get you a job at the damn Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree always hiring. Ting and McDonald's. Help you find a place to live. Well, I'll be damned. Well, may I ask my fans to help me find a place to live? Of course, naturally, what you do with the donation money is your business, but damn, you don't have no clue about yourself. I need this. I need a new camera. I need a new this. I've seen it all on YouTube. And I never said nothing about nobody when they was asking people to help them buy stuff for a case. First of all, you're not a detective. Ting. So you don't need no equipment to go out here and look for a missing person. Because one, didn't nobody hire your ass to go out there and look for nobody missing. I'm going to call it out now while I'm live because I can. You're not a detective. You're not a law official. You're not TBI, FBI. You're not nothing. You're going to ask your damn, you're going to ask your fans to pay for, excuse me, detective tools. The hell is you talking about? You're not a detective. You're not a detective. I need this. I need that. I got to go under the water. I got to do this. You ain't got to go nowhere. Sit your ass down somewhere and go watch you some damn cable. Sit down. Stop the foolishness. It costs to do this. It costs, you're right. It costs to be the boss. But what it don't cost is you begging people for funds to get in something that don't concern you. That's different. Ain't nobody told you to go Cal City, Bakersfield, T. Didn't nobody tell you to come to Rogersville, T. Didn't nobody tell you to come to Kingsport, T. Didn't nobody tell you to go to the swimming hole, T. Didn't nobody tell you to go to the hippie house, T. Ain't nobody sent for you. Ain't nobody sent for you. Stay out of the way. Now they putting you on blast. See, this is what happens when you put yourself in a situation that didn't nobody send for you. Now everybody digging in your dresser drawers. Talking about what you did in 1980, 1990. Who shot JR, who your husband, daddy is, children. Stay out of the way. Stay out of the way. You done went from immersing yourself into this case, that case, to now a mockery on YouTube, to now people all in your dresser drawers doing you the same way. Y'all was doing the Wells and all these other people, all in people's houses, banging on their doors and mailboxes. Now they in your dresser drawers, digging up stuff about what you did. Stay out of the way. And nobody be doing all that. See, there's something wrong with some of you. Your spirit ain't right. Your spirit ain't right. And you trying to use Summer Wells in some sick fashion to say, I'm a right fighter. I'm a right fighter. I love kids. I love the missing. No, you don't. You missing. This right here. Your whole crown gone. It's a big ass hole sitting up there. You missing. You missing a brain and a heart. Because you're using a missing child as a reason to be a busybody, nosy Karen, messy Karen. That's what you're doing. It's time to stop. You want to talk about Summer Wells on your channel or social media, then talk about she. If you want to talk about her parents, you can talk about them. But the two can't be mixed together. Beverly, yes. She's been sitting on the sideline, Miss Beverly. I dropped the link for you all to hit the link to give me your opinion pertaining to all of this stuff that's been happening as of late, pertaining to the case and how it got to be so far out of control 7 months later, to be so disgusting. Everybody jumping out of clown cars, talking about the Wells, this and that, their dealings with them. Now we've got Mary coming out, bringing out some he said, she said between a conversation between Don and the father. Do not know if that's true. We've got Andrew now on the horn talking about boy H. He doesn't believe that he's given the truth about June 15th. He's now also saying he believes that there was a sexual relationship between Candace and his son. Dudley throwing Jose out there as being on the property June 15th. Damn, Dudley. Really? That's why some people didn't trust you. Because they thought you might have had a few little tricks up your sleeve. Isn't it amazing what comes out at the dinner table? Dudley was getting his eat on, and he just smacking and talking. Now, Dudley, you know you're not supposed to talk with your mouth full. Isn't that what they told me when I was eating hot tamales on the live? Shut up, Corey. Exactly. Where was Mary for the boys? Nowhere. Smoky Mountain said he cleaned up. I ain't got nothing to say about it. I just find it very interesting. Jose's name would come into the conversation when I didn't know you knew Jose. So why are you talking about it? We haven't heard anything about Jose pertaining to this storyline as of late. He hasn't come forward to give any type of information. So why are you talking about him? You're talking about him as if you know him. You've had conversations, run-ins with him as of late to give this type of information. It's very baffling to me. One thing I can say about you, you heathens, y'all bold. Well, it should be working. A cooking show. But what are you talking about, dodging bullets? I ain't about to start with you. Hit the link if you want to give your commentary pertaining to the latest shenanigans of people jumping out of clown cars, giving renditions of this and that. Andrew talking, Mary talking, Dudley talking, Fred talking. You just can count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who's next? Hello.
Ding! How you doing? Good evening, good afternoon. I'm not sure where you are. I love your channel.
Where you calling from?
I'm calling from Richmond, Virginia.
Oh yes, good old Richmond. How you doing, baby?
I'm doing good. I just love you. I love like everything about you. First, I want to put that out there. So thank you for being here and gracing us with your time and everything.
Thank you.
So I want to say, this Bullhorn Betty lady, I think she's got like
Lord. You just had to mention somebody on my live.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I apologize.
Yeah, because I don't want that bat coming over here talking crazy because she definitely ain't. I'm definitely not what she wants.
I understand. I really understand. My apologies about that. So
yeah, because the first time I ever hear my name out of any of their mouths, all I can say is you better not never come nowhere near Tennessee soil.
So I think that she's got some early onset dementia or something, or I think that she is or was an alcoholic because it seems like her brain is like rotting or something because she's obviously like lost her damn mind.
Yeah, I thought you was gonna get up here and talk about these people jumping out the clown cars, man.
Oh yeah. I mean, who
you just want to start off talking about the YouTubers because I really don't want to talk about them on the channel, mention their names.
Okay, my apologies.
Because they'll be coming over here, and like I told them, they don't want none of me.
I apologize, but yes, there are many of them jumping out the clown cars, and it seems like all of their pockets are empty.
Well. You talking about what? Fred, Andrew, Dudley, those people?
Yes, all of them.
All of them. Okay. Okay. Let's work our way back because there's so many you can't keep up. Let's start with Andrew talking about Boy H. Tell me how you feel about that. I'm gonna turn my camera off because I got to get a coffee break if you don't mind.
Okay, I personally feel like as though anybody who is coming out the woodworks all of the sudden is obviously seeing that there is money to be made over the internet.
Okay.
So they'll come out and they'll just say anything. They'll say anything because they know that people are going to gravitate toward it. And they know that they're in the middle of it. So they'll just say anything out there. They'll just make up anything just to get that, I guess, attention, money, views, anything. I mean, it's clout chasing.
Okay. Well, my thing is this. Do you think Boy H is with Andrew?
Do I think he's with him now?
Yes.
I believe that he is with him now. Yes, I do.
Okay, so does it make sense to talk about your child to the general public in an open investigation, knowing he's already given his rendition to TBI? So you now coming forward saying he ain't told the truth about this and this. I think he messed around with Candace. Don't you think if he's denied any of that, or
I think he did mess around with Candace. Absolutely.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, sweetheart, if he did not tell the law that, if he denied it like he did in the Chris Madonna interview, you don't think they're not going to double back and go back to try to talk to him now?
I think so, but I also feel as though there's a lot of guilty conscience going. And
who got a guilty conscience?
Andrew?
Okay, but guess what? You ain't got to go talk in front of your cell phone because your conscience is guilty.
Yeah, but that's what happens with guilty people. They overtalk.
Okay.
When they're trying to hide something, they'll try to cover it up with words and scenarios and stories and this and that, and try to get some sense of approval to make them sleep better at night, I guess.
I'm listening.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to Dudley.
Dudley.
Yeah. Dudley is now giving commentary about His relationship with Don, always talking about meth.
Guilty conscious.
The issues with the how he was behaving on the 14th, allegedly. Then now he's bringing Jose's name up, saying he probably took the child to Wisconsin. He was
That's
around.
mostly.
He was around on the 15th. Blah blah blah.
I think that's mostly out of.
How do you feel about?
I feel like that's out of spite, and he feels like really that he wants to get back at Don for all the things.
That's what I'm kind of thinking too. That he don't know a damn thing about Jose and where Jose is.
No, absolutely not. If anybody's willing to listen and anybody's got an ear to listen, and he's like, people already feeling how they feel about Don, and they want to get reassurance through him. He could say whatever he wants about Don. And especially that people are listening, he could say whatever he wants, and he's going to try to trash him as much as possible, even though we already know that, well, I don't want to go there, but Don is not like a good person, obviously, but does that make him different, more or better or less different than Don for like aggravating the situation? Because it's really not doing anything for Summer. Obviously, it's just slander.
Okay. Let's talk about Fred.
Yeah. Fred.
Fred.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm confused now. Who is Fred?
The neighbor with the bones and all this other stuff. Obviously, they got issues, Fred, and you ever heard about Fred?
Yeah, I get confused with all of them because they just came out, like, I feel like a whole bunch of people just came out of nowhere.
What? Can you address the allegations that he's made about Rose Bly being there, prostitution, this and that? Can you address any of those? Candace being pregnant 2 times after Summer?
I think that, and this is no offense to anybody that, lives in that area, but I feel like this is like a form of entertainment to them, and it's like helping their time go by, because anybody can say that about anybody. And I'm not sticking up for Candace or anything, okay? But what does this guy really know? He doesn't know shit. Like he acts like he's hung out with them and been with them on a consistent basis. A lot of what he said is unsubstantial, so therefore it's again aggravating the case. It's just making a mockery of a child. It's making a penny off a child's back. And who knows? Like these people are also might be getting paid to come on these shows and say this trash or create these lies or whatever. I'm not saying that it couldn't be possible, but I'm also saying we don't have any substantial evidence as to it being true. And a lot of these people, they can be low on money or whatever, and somebody will say, "Hey, come on my show. I'll give you $150 and just say however you feel. Say whatever you feel." That's what they'll tell them.
Are you saying that YouTubers have paid some of these people to talk, man?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. Because money talks. Money talks, and it seems like that place is like ravaged with drugs, like like everybody is like talking about they don't do drugs, but they look like they do drugs.
You talking about all the people that are spoken look like addicts?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They're all like funky and shit. But it seems like that place is like ravaged with drugs. Like everybody says they're not doing drugs, but then you'll hear they'll slip up and talk about how they have had some experiences or whatever, But their faces and their actions and their words looks like they have some like a long time experience. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely feel like a lot of these people are getting paid to come on and just to generate content. Nobody has any real substantial information, because if they did, then if first of all, if they've said anything about this, I feel like if they really had any substantial information, right, they would tell the TBI. But I also feel like the TBI would tell them you can't go online and talk about this to people. But then again, money talks.
Yeah, that's what told me about Boy ain't saying he could. TBI said don't go on to a national platform. Well, YouTube may not be in the rights of, CNN, MSNBC, or Dr. Phil, but it's still a platform where people can hear and see.
Absolutely.
And I just don't see the purpose of a child speaking to people when it was an open investigation. They still had his phone, I believe, at the time that he talked to Chris McDonough. So what's that? Be talking to him, and he didn't even have his cell phone back.
Exactly. And I think it's because he was paid. Like, I think Chris McDonough said that he didn't pay them, but I don't believe that guy.
Really?
Yeah, I don't believe that guy. Yeah, I'm not saying like I have like any personal animosity towards him, but just I don't trust anybody like that has like a big platform like that and such an influence to like be able to go to somebody's house and just be like, oh, let me do this interview for free. That doesn't sit with me too well. I would say I don't really agree with that, because he's got money. He's got a lot of money. So he probably was like, I'm going to give you 1,000 or 2,000 or whatever, because that interview generated so much money.
Oh yeah, he's got a lot of views. He's got a lot of views, and naturally he would get more views when he did the uncut version where the name drop was mentioned of this Andy person.
Right, and then there was the name drop.
Right, exactly.
So that's obviously all for content. It's a mockery.
Why do you think he went ahead and showed the uncut version?
Money.
Okay.
That's the only thing I can think of. That's the only thing. Like when I think about Summer Wells now, I don't even like.
I know it's like really you're talking about an imaginary person.
Right. Exactly.
That's not even like you're talking about a real person.
Exactly. That's exactly it. Like I don't like when I think about Summer Wells now, I don't even think about her as a missing child. I'm just thinking about her as a content.
Right.
And yeah, I honestly do believe that these people are getting paid to come online, and they always say this: I don't do this for the money. I don't do this for the money. All of them say that. They all say that. There's like a handful of people that'll be like being genuine about it,
Was that no matter what you're talking about on your channel, you're in partnership with YouTube and you have PayPal,
Cash App,
whatever, it doesn't matter. You're making money. The people sending you the money, so it's not going to really matter what you're talking about.
Right.
It doesn't matter if you're talking about a missing person, if you're talking about how to sew a quilt. It's all the same. You're showing houses, or you're showing how to decorate houses. It doesn't matter what the content is, because people like to get all uptight, to say, well, they're talking about a kid. They're doing it for the money. It's a flip of it. No matter what you're talking about, so long as you are partnered with YouTube, they're getting a nice little percentage of your views with the commercials and everything. Okay. Right. So it doesn't matter what I'm talking about. I could be talking about how to groom a dog.
Right. But it all depends on how many people are watching. And the more greasier, nastier.
That's where it comes in, as far as if it's about the money.
Right.
If it's, as you said, making the videos day for day, juicy, we get theatrical, blah, 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 make up some stuff, past hypotheticals, assumptions.
Because the truth is, nobody wants to hear the truth. They want to hear lies. That's what they're more gravitated towards.
Beth says, I think they paid Dudley.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting paid. This case has so much money linked to it that
Mhm.
everybody can get paid off of it. And the reason is because and I'm gonna just be honest, like I like how you go about it because you're concerned about the child. You're talking
Thank
about
you.
you're hitting on everything. You really you digging up in there, you know, and I love that. You're not taking the focus off the child. You really just staying on the case. But when you thinking about when I think about the other people, they're just messy. They're bringing the dog into it. They're bringing the animal bones into it. They're bringing
Let me address somebody in the chat. Uh, I don't have people on my channel. I rarely have anybody on here that's been related to a case. So the answer is obviously no. I've never paid anyone to speak on my channel because I haven't had anybody. I've only had commentary from behind closed doors pertaining to the story. Do you understand what I'm saying? I had a source reach out to me recently pertaining to Chad Carr, but that person has never spoke for obvious reasons. And then the source with Cal City, they came and found me. I don't have to pay them anything. I'm not going to pay you. I don't make enough money to pay anybody.
Yeah, but that's not even your MO either.
No, that's not my MO. You're damn right. Because it wouldn't matter if I made several $1,000s a month doing the YouTube by itself. I'm not going to pay you to talk because what would be the point? There are going to be people that's going to believe it, and there's going to be people who are not going to believe what you're saying.
Right.
So the hell am I going to waste my money paying you to come speak? I'm not going to pay you nothing.
Right. And then, hey, why do, like, everybody knows if you pay somebody to do something, you don't really know, like,
And that was a disrespectful comment to even ask me that anyway.
What was the question he asked you?
Somebody asked me, have I paid anybody to speak? I don't have anybody on my channel talking about any of the topics that I speak on. I've only had, there's nobody directly affiliated with a case that's ever come up here on the panel and spoke.
They must have came in a little late because we were just hit.
They've been here listening. They've been sitting here listening and eavesdropping. So
yeah,
they've been in the chat talking, but I'm gonna fix that.
Yeah. The thing about Chris McDonough is that I've heard him say before is that he said to one of the videos, say whatever you feel. That's what he'll say. Say whatever you feel. And it's like people that's why people are generating so much money off of this is because they're going off of their feelings, not off like logic. They're not trying to put everything like together neatly. They're just like, I'm going to donate to this person because I feel like this person is going to help the case, but that person's not even involved in the case. Like just making a mess. Like, how about if I said, oh, you know what? I feel like getting drunk and driving a car. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, would you encourage me to do that because based on my feeling? You know what I mean? Like, that's what the thing is. They're just feeding off of people's emotions rather than and honestly, the reason is because they're fascinated with the fact that there are people like Candace and Don Wells or the people of Rogersville or whatever. Is it Kingsport or Rogersville? I don't remember.
The challenge from Rogersville.
Yeah, Rogersville, like that live like that. Most people don't know that kind of the neck of the woods, so they are fascinated with it. You know, they're like they want to see more because they can't believe that people, I don't want to say live like that.
They know damn well that people do live like the Wells. A lot of people live like the Wells. Damn, y'all watch Hoarders. Come on now, don't do that. Come on. People live like that.
Yeah, but it's just like more in line.
People live like that in the UK. People live like that in Canada. People live like that in America. There are people who are just nasty. They have hoarded properties. Their front yard is hoarded. The inside of the house is hoarded. They've got bugs, rats, roaches, spiders, snakes, skunks. The house is falling down. They are not the only people that live like that.
Right. But I guess like to see it live and direct, you know, it's not like A&E where everything is like scripted, you know? like to know that people actually have the nerve to like behave that way. Like that phone call Candace had, that fake phone call,
Mm-hmm.
like that was outrageous, you know?
But see, this is what I told people from that phone call. Everything you need to know about this story has already been told to you to where you should be able to put the pieces together. Okay? Think about this. When you found out that she called Mary with that shenanigans, that should have been the first thing
Right.
that led you to believe something's up with this child missing, and possibly these people are behind the disappearance of their child. Because if you will call somebody and make up such a ferocious lie about the feds taking the husband, you would lie about what happened to your child June 15th. Bingo card.
I agree with you 100%.
Because if you lie about something mundane, which I don't find that mundane, when you start talking about the feds coming to pick somebody up, that's very serious.
Absolutely.
That's very serious to say, girl, I got to tell you, they came and picked my husband up and I don't know what to do. And oh my God, they came and got him and I don't know where they're taking him and blah, blah, blah. And then later you found out it was a joke.
Yeah. And then this is a little.
Listen, then it was a joke with YouTubers. So that's jacked up. So now you want me to believe what you told the world about your child missing? You want me to believe what you told the world about your child missing on the 15th?
Absolutely.
You'll go lie to somebody about the feds coming to get your damn husband?
Right.
You're a damn liar.
Mm-hmm.
You're a damn liar. And that's what leads me to believe you know where your child is. You're behind the disappearance of your child because you could make up a lie about the feds coming to get your husband.
Right. Well, I believe that, it might take some time, but I do believe that eventually the case is gonna move forward. But it's not gonna be through the YouTubers. It's just gonna be from police work.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, because the stuff that the YouTubers are doing, they're no different than the whales.
That part.
You're not any different than the whales.
That part.
You're not helping solve anything. You're not helping bring anything to the forefront. You're not helping anything but just a bunch of gossip and foolishness. Well, I guess you fell off. That's the gist of the story. That's the gist of the story, everybody. Hit the link if you want to give your opinion pertaining to what's going on. Thank you, Myron. If you want to hit the link to give your Zero keeps showing. Give your opinion pertaining to all these people that have come out to give commentary pertaining to the whales. Nothing really substantiated and of value pertaining to the child. I don't see anything that's about Summer. It all seemed fake. It's nothing about Summer. Absolutely nothing. Very sad. Hit the link. It's all the same. It doesn't matter. Cartel, this, that, it's all the same. So we touched on Andrew, Dudley, Fred bringing forth allegations of Candy being pregnant after Summer, having children after her. Rose Bly, he's now brought in a woman who's possibly deceased into the mix, living there. No receipts to say that she's ever lived in the state of Tennessee. Rose Bly. No receipts to say that Candy was in Wisconsin when she went missing. Rose Bly. We don't have receipts of Jose being here, not here, the 15th. We don't have any receipts to any of that. Then we've got Jody Sue. She immersed herself in the case with the scream, coming forward to let everybody know she was the one who told TBI that. But then that's been debunked by law officials as of about, November, December. So we really don't have any truth to that situation. The Tacoma truck, that's damn near debunked. Foul play was brought into the equation from TBI law officials that perhaps this is a case of the child either wandering off and or foul play. Jody Sue on the horn talking to different YouTubers. See, It's just been nonstop different people. So now the latest is Mary. When is it going to stop? Everybody jumping out of clown cars. Yes, Jose is the smartest of them all because he's the only one that hasn't come forward telling anything about this, and this. But I think after all that's happened as of late, Jose will probably be the next person to finally come forward. Hell, if he can speak English. I don't even know if he can speak English. Maybe he'll come forward and tell us something. Who done it? How you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing today?
I'm great. I'm above ground.
Well, every day above ground is a good day.
But look, my auntie used to say that, and I would always tell her, well, if I was under the ground, I wouldn't know it, would I?
Not so much, I guess.
What do you have to say about all these different people coming out?
Girl,
We're gonna knock them off one by one. Each person's
right.
Clowns
scenario. By the dozen.
Let's start with Andrew. Andrew's now talking about boy H. How do you feel about
his
him
own
talking?
son. Yeah.
Huh?
Running down his own son. Am I lagging again? I'm having more trouble with this.
I don't know why you keep having trouble.
I don't know what the problem is. It's been doing so well, and then suddenly, last 2 times, this has happened to me.
How do you feel about Andrew talking about boy H?
Well, I feel like he's failed his son. He knows he has. It's his fault. I don't know why he would want to throw a child under the bus that he raised or didn't, What's his...
Let's go here. He a donor, because I don't know what the hell he been doing.
Yeah, true. We don't even know what's
going on with him and Allie Cakes. So let's just say, why even say anything about June 15th? And I don't think he's telling the truth. It's BS what he told law officials, Chris Madonna, whatever. Then you done went and jumped back in front of the camera to say, I think him and Candy had something going on. Why the hell would you do that to your own child? And what really pisses me off, besides him doing that, I would be really pissed off if I found out H is living with his ass.
Yeah, I don't. It's just, you know what, Queen? There's so much demonic stuff going on. There's nobody that's come out
Sandy, behave.
that I believe is telling any kind of truth. Like I said, I believe H does. But
look what Sandy said. Aliens are not looking that bad at this point. Laugh out loud. You got that right.
Let's hope. Well, it's been a clown invasion, and so maybe
wait a minute. It ain't nobody getting ready to jump out, but either Jose, Darth Vader, or Chewbacca. Take your damn pick. The hell?
You're so right. You're so right about that. Oh gosh.
What the hell, Chewbacca? That's how Chewbacca up on Ben Hill Circle.
Already there.
He was trying to cut the grass, girl. Shut up, Queen.
Oh my Lord, what shed did he work out of?
I
don't know. I'm afraid to say. Stay away from the shed.
Don't tell me. They cannot tell me Satan ain't busy. Satan, let me tell you something. Satan came out with an overcoat and some Sunday shoes, and his little friend said, Satan, where you going? I'm going to ride this field. I got some work to do.
I got lots of friends up
there.
Oh, lots of my people live in there.
Satan has slid on Ben Hill Circle.
Yep.
My goodness gracious.
He's been busy.
Ooh, honey, I mean, there's got to be a sign somewhere on the highway that says, you want to get in some bullshit, stop right over here.
This way.
This way, right here.
BS, come on. We're your town. We're your people.
U.S. Highway 81. Lord have mercy.
Oh, yeah. I've been up and down.
Come on over to you.
I used to travel on 11W, which is up in that area, goes kind of near the Beach Creek area. Man, if I'd known where I really was, I might have thought of another way. Yeah, it's some strange stuff. Ooh. But what just clowns galore. You're right. Everybody that's come out in the last week. It's like, what are you folks doing here?
You don't agree with Andrew talking about boy H?
No, not at all.
Where do you think boy H?
Even if that's true, I don't agree with it.
Okay, where do you think boy H is staying?
Well, my impression is he's up north, but I don't,
You mean up east with his father?
Yeah, up northeast, right.
Well,
With his
imagine
dad.
boy H finds out and seeing his daddy talking about him, and he's staying in the house with him.
Well, I can imagine there'd be a few words exchanged.
Yeah, why are you talking about me?
Yeah, what'd
Oh,
you say
sweetie.
that for? I wasn't lying. I was telling the truth.
Exactly. So you don't think, as I just said,
Yeah.
that TBI is not going to want to talk to the boy again because you just said he ain't telling the truth. So then
Right.
they're going to go back to boy H and say, well, boy H, we need to go over some things that you told us months ago because we're wondering, have you told your father something that you didn't tell us? And did something really happen between you and Candy?
Yeah, that's
But we don't know what he really told TBI because could it be that he told Chris Madonna, oh, she's married. No, I don't like her like that. She don't like me like that. But told TBI something different.
Well, that's highly possible. And H may have told him the story that he told to TBI, and his daddy's trying to discredit him in a way to say, well, I wasn't really telling the truth when I said all those things to TBI. That's the only other twist I can
Now, wait.
think
Say
of.
that again now.
Okay. Let's say H told his daddy what really went down.
Okay.
And his daddy actually realizes what deep crap he's in right now. So maybe he decides to come out to discredit him in order to give him some wiggle room to say, yeah, I got that story all mixed up. I wasn't telling the truth about this or that. I don't think.
Why would you discredit your own child? It makes no sense.
To save their butt, possibly. That's the only thing I can think
How
of.
are you saving your son? Listen, how are you saving your son if he has lied to TBI?
Yeah, that's not a good way to do it, is it? But look, these people aren't that bright.
You're not saving your son. If you know something other than what was said,
yes,
Chris Madonna or TBI, you have fucked your son. Well,
if Hunter said something different to Chris McDonough than he said to the FBI, it wasn't all that smart a move either. But look, having said that, let me back up a second. Wipe that clean. If we got a erase board, take all I said out. I do believe H. I believe what he told Chris McDonough. He goes up there and tells his daddy something. But
I wish y'all stay on the topic in the chat. You can't stay on topic in the chat. Remove yourself. Just remove yourself. That's all you have to do. So I don't know what you're talking about down there. This is why I said I don't care for the lives.
I know you don't. It gets
I know.
it's
really a waste of my time.
It distracts you.
Okay, so
yeah.
No logic behind Andrew, what he's trying to do.
No, but here's the only logic I can find in any of these new clowns out of the closet. And from the beginning, you know who the spotlight chasers have been. You know who they are. You know their channels. I started out with this story from the very beginning, listening to about 6 or 7 different channels. I am down to you.
Wow. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, yeah, I'm sincere about that because there kept being too much stuff bandied about as truth, and I kept seeing, well, that's not so. That's not
yes, too below. She asking they arrest Candy for having relations with H. Yes. Yeah, they can arrest her. She's having sex with a child.
Absolutely. Yeah, with a minor. Yeah. No doubt about that. But, in that little segment of the country and in so many others, that passes for normal, I suppose. If the child is a consenting child.
Okay.
But, okay.
Let's go to Mary. Mary now jumped out the clown car. What do you think? Did Don tell that to his father that Candy's evil and hit the child in a septic tank, septic sewer?
That's just that's incredulous. I don't know where Mary, she just discredited herself in front of me as far as I'm concerned. If Don fed that to her and she repeated it, he's always been the idiot anyway. Yeah, sorry.
He's just a babbling idiot. It's right.
He is.
That's why I tell you, it's hard to believe we're talking about a missing child because it's like, what is wrong with you? Stop talking.
Yes.
Just stop talking.
Yeah. Put
put a cork in it just for a few minutes. Give it a rest for a week. You'll feel so much better. I go back to Don Wells told the first lie in this story, but he was repeating the first lie he had heard, told by Candace. They both lied right off the jump. There's so many lies in that first story. That whole day makes no sense. So from there to here, we just grab a whole bunch of spotlight chasers out there, running in a pack of wolves out there running through the trees, repeating the lies that they've been told because they sound good. They sound fun.
Let me read you somebody's opinion.
Yeah.
This is Alicia says, I never bought Mary's act at all anyway, but now this just reinforced that for me.
Yeah, it did for me too.
Really?
Yeah, because when she came out with the story, I believed it. But now she's passing on information that's just, there's a word I'm looking for, dramatic.
This is a great comment from Alicia too. Also, what essay victim takes their story to YT?
Hello. Why not to law enforcement? Way long ago.
Because my thing is this: when you say that you call TBI days after the child went missing to inform them of Don's past behavior, that should have stopped right there.
Yeah. Should have been the end of it.
That should have been the end of it. I called, let them know perhaps this is an issue of this. But see, that's another thing. Although Don was 18, 19 on back when he was committing those said crimes against her, the other sister, whomever. One, it's up for interpretation. Could he be redeemed, changed, not doing it after that age? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Could he have not did it to other children? Do you have proof and receipts that he continued this behavior with other girls and children thereafter, plus his own children?
True.
And then, God, I lost my train of thought.
Well, you talking about him being redeemed. Could he change his life?
Yeah, change. Yeah, because my thing is, children touch each other when they're children.
Yeah.
And until somebody tells them it's wrong, then they won't stop.
And then we've all played doctor.
They can grow up. Yes, all children have touched each other inappropriately in some form or another. Yes. The point is when they're found out about it, is somebody telling them that's inappropriate to where they don't do it when they become adults and get older and they're still doing it to kids. Because if you don't ever catch them and tell them, they could possibly continue to do it, which will then they will become predators.
Yes.
Okay. And we also know that a lot of times children do it just out of curiosity and somebody has been doing it to them.
That's true.
Okay. Yes, so definitely. Let's say Don ain't never done this no more.
Yeah.
You've put him on blast with TBI without any receipts that he's continued the behavior with his child. So if you never met Summer or the boys, how could you call TBI to say Don is a pedophile when you don't have proof that he was molesting his own child? You're only speaking of the fact that he was touching you as a young child. He was a preteen up until 19 or so.
Yeah.
So that's my point is, did Don ever stop touching girls after it blew up and everybody found out he was doing it to the girls?
Right. Well, my impression there is take Mary and her story and set that to the side. The way
and I try to do that because as I've said, there are many children who have touched each other at 13, 14, 15. Yeah. Does that mean that when he became 22, he was still touching little girls? You got to bring a receipt that they were still doing it, that they're now 30, 40, 50. They're still doing it. Right. See what I'm saying?
Well, right, because there came a time, obviously, when he stopped what they had been doing. And
that's my point. That's my point.
He didn't ever.
So that's my point.
Yeah,
how can you call TBI and say, well, I'm just going to tell you this is what he did to me when he was 13, 14, whatever.
Yeah.
You got to show a receipt that you've seen him doing it as of late.
Correct.
Because he was still a child when he was touching you up until 19 when he was deemed an adult, which at this age, he's older. He should know better. This is wrong. I'm not
Correct.
taking away from that.
Yeah, grow up. He grew up,
Right.
realized, okay, can't do that anymore. That's
Right.
not appropriate.
So, do you have receipts that Don continued the behavior after 19? That's
Right, I
where
think-
the problem lies.
Yes, I agree with you. And I think a lot of women would have come out of the woodwork at that to say, yeah, and me too, and me too, and me too, you know.
Because these are some long years from 19 to 56.
Oh,
To
absolutely.
where if he's molested any child, somebody by now would have come out and got him in the court of law.
Correct. Yeah. And if she was, you know, thought it was all that serious or something long term. I mean, I know she said, what was it, 7 years she claimed? When she grew into some knowledge of we shouldn't have been doing this, or he shouldn't have been doing it, then that's when she should have called somebody. But since nobody has said anything in all these years, then I think it was just a thing of youth. And no, I'm not saying it was right. I'm just saying a thing of youth. And he, for all that we know, put that behind him. However, he kind of shot himself in the foot the way he talked about Summer, stroking her hair and Daddy, I want to be with you. And, you know, those kinds of things. He should have kept his mouth shut, because that only created something in people's minds about what kind of creep is this guy.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now we've touched on Andrew, Mary. Let's go to Fred. Hello? Oh, she fell off. Sorry about that, you guys. So somebody says there's no case in Utah against him for SA. It's all BS. I don't know, sweetie. That's why I said, was it right going forward with that information to TBI? That's all I'm saying. Thank you, Myron. I'm going through your comments, just backing up. Okay, here's who done it. She fell off. She says people still think Don is going to be arrested on SA charges in Utah. Excuse me. Hello?
Sorry about that.
Okay.
All right.
Grandma T, cut it out. Yes, Quinny. He shouldn't be talking. What did she say? Mary's the one who called Don and told him they were filing charges against Don in Utah. Yeah, sorry. I do not buy any of the SA charges stuff. Never did, really. That's why I chose to ignore it.
Yeah. No. Everybody wants a piece of
Fred.
pie.
Let's go to Fred.
Okay.
You're too quiet.
Oh, Fred. Let's go to good old Fred.
All these allegations of babies being born after Summer, prostitution ring up there. Rose Bly was living there, involved in, I guess, prostitution. What the hell is Fred talking about?
I think Don made Fred mad by keep mentioning his name and talking bad about him. And
So, like Dudley.
He knows what deer bones look like. He knows what animal bones look like. And so he thought, I'll throw something back at Don.
Okay.
Scare him to death.
Okay. Somebody's making a comment about if Don was underage, they can't charge him with crap. Possibly.
Huh? Okay. Well, that makes sense.
It depends on the laws of that state. I don't know what the laws are about children and child molestation, rape, so I can't speak on that.
Yeah, I can't either.
So Don talking about all these people and them jumping out the hat, such as Dudley. So now that's why I believe going to Dudley after Fred. I believe Dudley's made up some stuff too.
Well,
What do you
at
think
this
about
point,
Dudley? Talking about Jose.
Jose,
What Dudley said about Jose. How would you know about Jose being there on the property? So now you're going to tell us that that's what Don told you.
right?
Everybody's repeating what Don told them. Mary's repeating what Don said to Daddy. Now Dudley is saying, oh, he told me that Jose was there and I stole his dope. And why would I tell somebody I stole somebody's damn dope and
Right.
smoked it up?
Yes. So,
Okay.
listen, it's just it's a cast of thousands. Remember the
And we know
cast
Don
that
does talk a lot. We know
Yeah,
he talks a lot and he
can't
makes
stop
up
himself.
and he lies. So
Oh,
did he tell that? I wonder.
well, if he's talking, he's lying. I mean, let's
Well,
face
that's
the
true.
truth.
No, because Don's mouth is moving. You're right. He
That's
rarely
right.
tells the truth about anything.
The truth is not in him. That's why he can't tell it, because it's not in him. All these people impress me as spotlight chasers. Oh, there's a light shining real bright over there. Let me run over there and get in that. Let me get a piece of that. It just, the more outrageous the story, the more in demand some people are. So they're all trying to top each other. Don't you think?
Say what, honey? See, I'm trying to look at the comments and this that you do.
It's
That's
okay.
why I'm like, that's why I can't. It's hard for me to focus on what I'm saying with the people on the panel and then looking at the chat too. So say that again,
girl. I'm with you. I know what you got. You got to divide your mind in several directions.
I hate that because it throws me off when I'm trying to think about what I'm supposed to say.
Right. Well,
what were you
all these people coming out, they're all trying to top each other. Like they see a spotlight. They're
her Wi-Fi again. Okay. I wonder if Fred was talking about Rose. Maybe it could have been Candace's other sister, Jeannie. I don't know, Pebbles. But my thing is, how do you know what's going on in somebody's driveway? Their drive goes around their house. So how could you see, as I said, in full bloom, what somebody's doing up on their property, whether they're outside naked, barbecuing, got company? How would you know what's going on their property? Unless you're up there, unless you were hanging with the Wells, or you were bumping into them at the Piggly Wiggly or the Walmart, and Don and Candy were telling you about what was going on their property. Because there's no way you would know what's going on up there unless, one, you were privy to the information by being up there, or you were running around with Don and Candy talking to them. Miss me with all that. Thank you, Linda. Oh, Lord. Let me look at this chat. I'm starting to get annoyed. It's too much. Tracy says, sorry to say Utah doesn't work with other states, especially a 40-year-old case. Sorry, it ain't happening. I live in Idaho. They don't even work with Idaho. And we are neighbors. Trust me, I know. Okay. Alicia, she's riding this bandwagon. Beverly, there is zero proof she ever went to the police. Okay. Rake says Mary filed charges against Don's friends. Oh. Somebody's saying, y'all will see there's nothing going to come of this essay going to jail over this mess with Mary. Well, I'm not here to argue about essay charges. So I'm not about to argue about none of that. Okay. All right. Who done it? You back?
I'm back.
Okay. So Fred.
Yeah.
Dudley. Dead.
Yeah.
Dead. I'm about to say dead. Dead Dudley. Damn. Dudley eating that plate of food. I don't know. Something about that bothered me. That meeting at the restaurant with them goons. The background was nice. It was a nice place wherever they were.
Mm-hmm.
Something about that.
You're gonna have to fill me in. Remind me of what you're referring to there. Dudley?
Yeah.
Dudley and the meal.
Hello, Claudia.
What lie got spun there?
Hello, Claudia. How are you, baby? It's something. Is there something not right about that meeting with Dudley in that restaurant. You know, I'm watching everything. Like I said, everybody's perception is different. It's just something about it. He's just eating, talking. And I'm just, how would you know what's going on at 110 when you've removed yourself from Don and Candy? You stopped working with him. That's been so many months ago. We're coming into a year. You want me to believe that Don was telling you all these different things about his life with Candy, hiding out at the vacant house with food, this and that. He was acting strange on the 14th. So we done went from all that to now he's telling you stuff about Jose. Jose's a dead subject, I would think. 2020, October, they all had this hoo-ha, whatever. What in the world possessed Jose to go back up to this house? It makes no sense. What are you showing? Who done it? Who done it? I'm gonna put you to bed for real. It's just something off about this. Do I, in my right mind, believe that this man went back to this property after they all had a physical altercation? You would be a fool to go back up there. So now you want me to believe he told you this. He just so happened to tell you this. When did he tell you that he was there? Because your last day of work was allegedly the 14th. So on what day? Oh, he said it was around that Thursday or Friday, I think, that Don told him about Jose being back at the property, stashing his dope there. He smoked it, did this, whatever. I don't know if I believe that. Who doesn't tell me what you think? That I asked Claudia to go with her too. Good God Almighty. Who done it? Go ahead, Claudia, because she's getting, I don't know, her Wi-Fi stuff's messing up. How you doing?
No worries. Let's do if you're in distress and you're out, you're a child, you're a man, you're a woman, whatever. This is the distress signal. It's a hand signal. It's already saving lives. That comes from the Gabby Petito Foundation after we were all educated about what happened with Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie. Girl, I'm so happy to see you. I couldn't help it with
what you mean? What you mean? What distress? You mean like if you're on a phone or something?
If you're in a car and there's something going on that is, has malice.
Oh, like up to the window?
Yeah, to the window. If you're speaking to an officer, and you know how Gabby was questioned, had she known maybe a distress signal, her parents put out this signal, and it already saved one young lady's life who saw a police officer, had seen the signal, and the officer knew the signal, so he was able to flag down the car and get her out of the vehicle.
Okay.
So it's just a hand signal that anybody could do. And if they were talking to an officer and they didn't want the other person to know that they were divulging that they were in distress, they could actually just give a hand signal.
Somebody, Myra says, taught my girls that signal. Okay. And,
awesome.
And then Dolly there says the same. That signal saved a girl after too. Okay. Let's start with, since you're new up here on the panel and to what we were talking about, I basically gave a rundown of all the shenanigans that have transpired in the past couple weeks with all these people talking. So we were on the subject of Dudley because there's so many people. So I'm going in a list of all the people that have jumped out of the clown car. So I'm going to start over with you. Mary, we're going to backtrack. You've heard the stuff that Mary has come out to say that Don has told the father about her being evil, Candy, and the child in the septic tank. Go.
I was on Doug's from No Thanks live when she came on live. Doug was super cute. He was like, you heard it here first. And then it spread all over YouTube. So, and I heard you earlier. I was running around doing errands and trying to keep up with your live. And you had an amazing point. Why bring it out over YouTube? She did say that she had already contacted the authorities before she said anything on YouTube.
Okay.
She also said that she had spoken. I heard everybody saying about the Utah, I don't know Utah laws, but she had said that she had spoken to the people on her personal case and they were still weeding through that would be coming down. And why she chose it to do over YouTube.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Mary's such a very kind of passive, very calm,
Yeah.
Person.
That's not behavior of passive people. Though most passive people don't like public scrutiny.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to want to be scrutinized by people. They're not going to want people in their business. So you want me to believe that she's a passive person?
Well, she's got a really calm temperament. Like, she never really says anything negative other than the essay that happened from Dawn to her, which she openly admitted.
Okay.
But, you know, maybe she's getting a little resentful. She's very, very, I believe Dawn's father is her stepfather.
Stepfather, okay.
Right. But she's very, very attached to him.
Okay. And see, now this is where that's a problem, Claudia, because let's use common sense.
Okay, let's do that.
I'm close. I'm going by what you're saying. Allegedly, she's close. Okay? That's Don's real father.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they're close or not. I don't know what their real relationship is like, Don and Daddy. I think you know where I'm going with this.
Mm-hmm.
How the hell is this going to work out? You have now repeated, allegedly, a private conversation between Don and his biological father.
Mm-hmm. Publicly. Mm-hmm. On YouTube. In the midst of drama.
Place, and that was not your place.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you said, perhaps she is resentful with all the things that's been said, the game plan, the phone tagging, the drunk dialing. But this isn't the place for this. That's what people need to understand. You've got to put your pettiness to the side. Whatever you held back that you're carrying from your past, YouTube isn't the place to carry these demons.
Amen.
Because these people here don't give a damn about you. I don't know how to make people understand this. You keep thinking these YouTubers care about you. They don't. It's easy to get up here and say all that bullshit in front of a camera. I'm concerned. Oh my God, that was horrible. Shut the camera down and go back, eat a donut and coffee, whiskey, whatever. I'm out doing what the hell I was doing before you got up here talking.
That's the God's honest truth. Yeah, it's clickbait. Yeah, it gets views. And views gets money. So I don't know what her motivation was, I don't know if she made a spontaneous decision. It's the first thing that I've seen Mary do that was, you know, other than coming out and being a spokesperson right away when Summer went missing, that she had actually suffered at, you know, Don's hands. But this is the first time I've seen her do anything like that. So I don't know if it was...
Somebody says maybe her cooking show is failing. Somebody's talking about she's not the one with the charges against Don. It doesn't matter. We're talking about the conversation between Don and the father.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever got the charges. I'm not here to dispute any of that. I'm talking about the conversation. See, they don't like to pay attention in the chat.
The doxing of your family, and I would say that
because you're putting your father, you're putting an old man in the mix of drama.
Mm-hmm.
The old man's not talking. The old man's not calling YouTubers. The old man's not running to the news that I know of. So you're putting this old man on blast in an alleged private conversation between Don and himself. Why would you do that if indeed you are in good relations with the father, stepfather, and Don, whatever relationship he has with the father? This is now going to be a problem. So now Don's getting ready to go call the father. Why would you tell her this? Let's say it's true. Why would you do this? Why would you repeat what I said? Whether it's the truth, he was baiting his father. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Or he was intoxicated. I don't know what her motivation was.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Keep talking. I hear you, Clyde.
Yeah, no worries. Up until this point, I hadn't seen anything really. Mary's always been super sweet and kind and been a very good advocate for people understanding that these things happen. And, you know, she hadn't come out and told anybody until Summer went missing. And that is definitely, according to the chat, people aren't sure that the charges are brought, but according to her and her sibling, they have absolutely brought charges against Don. Don's going to be facing SA charges one way or the other. And you know, the system doesn't work very quickly. So I know a lot of people want immediate gratification. Unfortunately, that is not how the system works. Yeah, so I don't know and she does have the cooking show. And she doesn't, usually she just speaks to Chris McDonough. She's become friendly with Doug from No Thanks.
Okay. All right. So let's go here. Do you believe what she told the public? that Don said? Do you believe Don said this to the father?
I believe that she has that memory. Yeah, I believe she probably has that memory.
Did she say on his show when this conversation took place between
so it was a couple months back and she had just remembered it. Yeah, it was a few months back. I want to say, and don't quote me, but I want to say it was like 4 months back and she had just remembered it. But she did say she did call the authorities before she ever went on YouTube. And, you know, could it have been, you know, these lives, when people get talking, when you're watching them, you know, even when I'm doing it, when I'm live, sometimes I get so busy in the conversation that I forget that I'm live and I go, whoa, reel it in. Careful of what you're saying. You're speaking publicly. Did she have
somebody is saying they like her, somebody in the chat saying they like her, but they don't think she should speak publicly. Do you agree?
I like her. I think she could speak publicly if it wasn't, you know, things that affected the case. I think at this point, people are going to get involved in the case where they didn't need to be involved. I think they're doxing themselves. I think for attention, they're creating more complications in the case.
Yes.
You know, and I like speculating too, you know, speculation, but you need to classify that as it's speculation, not as fact.
Okay, 2 people in the chat are saying it's not, it's old news. Well, it's old to you. It's not old to me because I don't follow Donna Wells. So it's new news to me, whether it's true or not. See, that's what people don't understand. Everybody follows Donna Wells around on his YouTube channel to hear what he's talking about, the Pookie, Ray, this channel, that channel. I don't want to follow Donna Wells around. So if somebody decides to put it on their channel as of yesterday, 2 days ago, then it's news to me. It's new to me.
It just happened. You're not behind. It literally happened last week. Like, it literally happened.
No, they're in the chat trying to say, like, this has been said before. So you're basically saying that Mary said this to whom before Doug?
Yeah. Well, then they have information we don't have.
Because... Yeah, I know. See, I know about it. It's always something. Okay, we're going to get off of, who was I speaking of? See, I got the
Mary.
Okay. Let's go to Andrew.
H's dad.
He's decided he wants to talk and tell people that he believes the information that the child gave about the 15th is BS. He has not told the whole truth. And he's also decided to say that he believes Candace and his son has had sexual relations. Go.
Have you seen him?
Have I seen who?
Andrew?
Briefly.
No. Have you jumped on his channel at all? So I don't know how to give you my impression. And if that gives you an impression of my opinion,
gross and wrong. I agree.
Yeah, there's something so wrong there. I mean, the whole vibe, I couldn't even watch it. I literally heard him speak for 2 or 3 minutes and I was like, whoa, can I say, whoa, I just need to have some positive entity in my world. And that is not it.
Well, I'm going to say something, and somebody out there in America is probably not going to like what I'm going to say, but I'm going to say it because it's my channel and you can come for me if you like. And you'll know, this person will know who I'm speaking of because I don't drop names. When you got yourself involved with Andrew months ago, you didn't really assess who Andrew was at the time when you got involved with him, trying to help him with the little job he needed you to do months back after Summer Wells went missing. So what I'm trying to understand with you, did you not see signs that possibly Andrew wasn't proper dough? Because now we're seeing the side of Andrew that none of us knew of because we didn't know who he was. So what I'm wanting to know from this certain person is, did you ever see signs that possibly you had got yourself involved with somebody that possibly you shouldn't have? Because now the said person is now popping up out of the clown car and talking ill of their own child who has possibly witnessed something heinous on June 15th, possibly not telling all of the truth. I don't know. I wasn't there, but I believe him more than I believe Don and Candy. would you have immersed yourself in helping this person? Did you not do a background check on this person? Did you not think that possibly, I'm seeing something about this person's past that maybe I shouldn't help this person? I'm just speaking logically. And it's not to say that people don't change, because he's admitted that he has an unsavory past. Yes, everybody has done some bad things in their life, but I'm saying that if you're a good judge of character, perhaps getting involved with Mr. Andrew was not a good idea, because I think now talking about a child who has possibly witnessed something very heinous, maybe not telling the whole truth, maybe has had sexual relations with Candace Bywells, what type of role model could he possibly be for boy age today?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And how about boy age, and that this 15-year-old has been in this unbelievably public scenario. His picture, his face, his videos has been everywhere. People have spoken in the most horrendous. 15-year-olds, teenagehood is a hard time of life. Some of these YouTubers are blowing their stacks at what the pressure they're receiving from other tubers. Place all that on a 15-year-old by himself, and why wouldn't you just act completely protectively? And right, to your point, did you not receive vibes? I mean, you can go on any one of his multiple Facebooks and get this might not be a good idea vibe.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying, because I would assume that when organizations and people step in, and whether they go to the source themselves to help out, or the people search them out to help them with their situation, whatever it is they're going through, that you would do some type of background check on the people that you're either going to try to help or they are reaching out to you. And I'm trying to figure out, what did you miss? Because I think you missed the ball extensively.
Yeah, I would be in complete agreement with you. Complete agreement.
So what is his motive for coming out talking about his son? Because he's thinking ill of him now.
The only thing I get vibe-wise from him is almost a challenge. When I watch him, I see him challenging. He it's almost like, what you gonna do about it? Come get me. This is what I'm gonna do. Now I have a YouTube channel. That's what I get. I get he's coming back in people's faces.
But my thing is, who are you challenging? Exactly. The story is about Boy H and what he saw on the 15th. You're not the
challenging a little more than that. Remember when we spoke with Ernie, right? Who some people absolutely love Ernie, some people don't love Ernie. I love what Ernie stands for, but that I believe, this is just speculation in my opinion. I don't believe it's so much. If he was such a great dad, we first of all, he wouldn't be speaking about his son. Second of all, he wouldn't be using his son at all to get in any kind of limelight. But I believe it's about the other things that are being exposed.
Well, enlighten me, because as I tell you, I don't keep up with everything that goes on. So if you want to enlighten me, if you can, then tell me.
The other things that are being exposed, such as rings, and the signs and symbols, like, on his Facebook, he specifically has the panda.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think it's more challenging in that arena. I think it's more message, it's more I think it's a pushback. I think it's a pushback to authority is exactly what I think it is.
So you want to use your son for some other shit that people are talking about you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm not getting, and I'm not, I don't know that speculation on my part, but being around certain types of people and knowing how certain types of people would think, yes, I don't think there's a whole lot. The best concern that he could do for his son right now would be stay out of the public light and to back him up completely. This kid probably doesn't want SA charges brought. If he did have, which nobody knows.
I thought about that too. But my thing is, what will be the difference between murder and SA? It's all heinous. It's all heinous. She touching you, you touching her. She's the adult. She knows better. She did something to her child. She knows better.
Mm-hmm. Yep. If he witnessed, we don't know that he witnessed it. We're believing that he's in a witness protection. We're believing he's in a program. We're believing that he's being covered. and that he's being taken care of, but we don't really know where he is. We don't know if he's
and that's what I'm curious about, is where is he? So I'm going to ask you, where do you think boy H is?
I think that he is I think he's being kept out of the limelight. I think he's being kept he might be a key witness. So, but that's only my belief.
Saying H is running his mouth in the detention center. Oh, wow.
Detention is in detention center. Is he in a facility? A detention
I don't know. That's just somebody comment, huh? You know, they don't mean nothing. Yeah. Comment. Mm-hmm. Bring a receipt that he's in a detention center.
Well, if he were in a detention center and be there with other kids, and other kids have parents and they talk, you know, that's a whole chain. They would be texting, and there'd be other ways to find that out.
Do you think he needs to be with either parent?
I don't know that Allison's been proven to be unfit. Even involved. I mean, you know, Allison.
That's unfit. You don't have to do anything with Summer. Just unfit. Period.
Yeah, I don't think that Allison's been proven to be unfit. I mean, I'm sure people have opinions about her. She could be a better parent. I think we all do that, but in reality, I don't see anything that, you know, that she would be deemed unfit. He had a nice home. He had, you know, food. He had.
But what about all this entanglement and all this stuff with Jose and these different people swapping partners? Because you got to think about the way H talked. He really saw too much, and that's probably not half of what he's really saying. He just ain't said it all in the Chris Madonna interview.
Yeah, unfortunately, that we could say all sorts of other things, but that doesn't per se make her an unfit parent. That puts her putting her child in situations that her child shouldn't be in. It's exposing her youth to nefarious activities by adults. But unfortunately, any kind of addiction, this woman wanted attention. There was a man there that was giving her attention. She had her son with her. You know, I'm not saying it's correct. It doesn't fall under unfit parenting. He still had a home. He still had food in the refrigerator. He still had grandparents that live. You know, our system's so overrun as it is. And when we just look at the bylines for what children have to have, how do you control that? How do you say to a parent, hey, you can't bring your child to this party? When do those lines? I'm not saying I don't think any children should be up on that hill. That's my opinion. But I can't say that I think H should have been pulled away from her at this point.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I might not know things, but going to a party on the hill, she stayed there. But if she was, then maybe I might have information that other people have that I don't. But I believe she just stayed there for a few days when she needed a place to stay. She got involved with Jose, and they were doing whatever addicts do in the households and exposing children to that.
Yeah, so let's say she was getting high or something in the house that is being unfit.
If he was doing it in the same room, it would be unfit. She told him to go in another room. This is an adult time. Yeah. I mean, then
but drugs in the house. Come on, let's be truthful, Claudia. Drugs in the house with children in the house. You know that don't vibe. It don't matter about.
No, it doesn't vibe. Correct, but it's not indicative of just her. I would like to say that would be indicative of just her. This would be indicative of any parent that is participating in those kinds of drugs.
Okay, so let's go to let's see. We talked about Mary. We talked about Andrew. Let's go to Fred.
That's the one I like.
Allegations of Candace being pregnant 2 times after the fact of carrying Summer. Rose Bly being up on the hill. Prostitution ring. Issues with Don, obviously. Why is he now talking? Is he upset because of the people on the ground coming to his property? If that's the same person, allegedly finding bones, no verification of it being human bones. Go ahead.
Well, one, I think he knew those. I think that Fred's lived on that property his whole life. He absolutely knows what the bones were. And I think that he was playing some shenanigans on the YouTuber and was having a little bit of fun with her. I think that she took a really hard time for that, and she should embrace the humor in that. I also think that with all the nefarious activity going up there, that you shouldn't bring a child, right? A child just went missing from there. And everybody's scared of Fred. Everybody's scared of Fred. Let's see, Jody Sue, Fred said was it Fred that said he put a gun in Jody Sue's face? Or was it the other guy?
I don't know. I don't keep up with none of that stuff.
Yeah, so Fred is, the thing that caught me about Fred when he spoke was that he said those cadaver dogs. Now you can only believe about half of what he said, right? Because he's playing jokes. He's literally playing jokes. He's saying, oh, look at these bones. I didn't have a chance to call the TBI. He didn't call the TBI because he knows they weren't human bones. It was shenanigans. He was schnookieing her. So, and she didn't catch it.
Somebody said he said he ran her off with a gun.
Oh, yes. And then and according to her, she made a whole Facebook saying that just never happened. And, he's threatened Dawn's life. He had the cadaver dogs. What he said was those cadaver dogs went right up his property. That was a really interesting statement because cadaver dogs are looking for deceased bodies. And then he said that but can you believe what he said? Unless we have the police saying, yes, that's true, or somebody that was with that dog, we don't really know what he's saying is true. What we do know is he shot a man in the neck. It was ruled self-defense. And we know that everybody on that hill doesn't mess with that man.
So what was the shooting over?
I don't know. I don't know what it was over. I know that according to him, there was the other person fired rounds. The person survived. And
they fired rounds up on his property?
Mm-hmm, on his property.
Where is that person at?
I don't know where that person is at.
Was the person a neighbor?
I don't know the answers to those
So let's
questions.
go here. Y'all didn't do any background check on Fred. Ting.
Mm-hmm. I didn't do a background check on him.
I'm talking about the people that were on the ground.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, they might have.
You didn't think to go research him before going up the driveway?
Yeah, she might have. She absolutely might have. I mean, these YouTubers have been in it, a long time. They're very comfortable. There's certain tubers, you said it best. I wouldn't talk to Dawn. I would never talk to Dawn or Candace. Anything they had to say, I would not. I wouldn't.
You think I'm going to talk to you after you cursed me out on my own damn panel?
Right.
You think I'm getting ready to go pack a bag and jump on an airplane and book a room and go meet you to talk to you about what exactly? And you just called me a bitch in front of a live audience. If that ain't thirsty, I don't know what thirsty is. I don't give a damn about a view or a like when it comes to having respect for my damn self. And what you told your own audience, for those that's flagging your ass and sticking their head up your ass, that you don't like your damn self, you don't respect yourself, because I'm not getting ready to go chase nobody around nowhere who called me a nasty name live where everybody could hear it. And then I'm going to go pack my damn good luggage and jump on an airplane to go meet with you to talk to you again so you can call me what? Another nasty name in front of a camera? And then leave and come back again. You just had a fiasco with his boyfriend running down the driveway, and then you're going to jump back on an airplane, caravan, and go back to Rogersville for more damn drama with a bunch of people and iPhones to make videos to YouTube. Damn, you that desperate?
I'm missing something here. Are they back on their way over there?
I'm saying when they went a month or so ago.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait a minute, I missed something.
When his boyfriend from out west was running down the driveway with their
pulling up his pants,
security guard, protector, whoever, that was enough right there. And yet you still went back. You still went back. Why? Because you didn't have no business going to Rogersville fooling with Donald Wells in the first place. But you like attention. And now you all are the laughing stock of YouTube. You got these people making all these videos and talking about you like a damn dog because you don't know how to sit down somewhere and be still and stay out of the way. You don't give a damn about Tennessee, Summer Wells, our brothers. You don't care about this case. You're doing this shit for attention. So you're no different than, let's call them all out. We could say it about Dudley, H, Allie, Robin, Dotson, Andrew, Jody Sue, Fred. It's all the same to me. Mary, you can put them all in the same pot together because a lot of people have their opinions about everybody. That at this point, why would we trust anything anybody has to say? Because the story is not about Summer Wells. Because it was never about her. That's the gist of the story. That's why she's missing. Because she was never important. She was never important.
It's so sad. It's so sad to even hear anybody. I will say, though, I'm hoping that Jody Sue comes out of this because she truly is a DV victim. And I do believe she has PSD. I am hoping that her and her children survive this. I'm really hoping that she's not involved in this because I really do think somebody has to survive getting off that hill because that was a tough hill.
But see, my thing, I think the problem with a lot of us, we are leery of anybody that's just speaking because the case is too serious to be running to YouTubers. See,
and they've gone crazy with it. I mean, it's very entertaining. Yeah, it's entertaining. It's great, but it's gone way too far. I did see the puppy.
And that's why people think that a lot of this stuff is made up. You all are just doing this stuff for show. How can, because you got to think about this. When you stand over here and talk about what somebody did to you that was offensive, such as verbal abuse, mental, sexual, then you keep talking, jumping over here in this pot, jumping over here in this pot. People are not going to take you serious because what they're going to say is, okay, well, you was already over here telling the story over here, and some people say, well, it was a sob story, even if it was something serious. But when you start jumping out the pot, then you're going to talk to other people. A lot of people can't take you serious because then it's like, well, why are you going over here, such as with Dudley? You talk to Sweetie Pie. Now you done left Sweetie Pie to go talk to these damn little Power Rangers on the ground. Yeah, I said that.
Power Rangers on the ground.
What you got to talk to them about?
Power Rangers on the ground. Yeah, we got to get back to what I said it last night. You got to get back to some point of there are people's lives involved here. This is
what I'm saying.
It is not funny. We have people saying, so let's go to the survivor of DV. First of all, somebody sent me this today. Okay. Woo-hoo!
It don't work.
I know, I don't have it set up yet. But watch out, people. But we don't say things like, why didn't you beat their tushies? That is against everything we're speaking about up here. You don't put DV survivors in positions when speaking about their abusers that they could be put in a volatile situation. These are serious subjects. And, whether Jody Sue comes out guilty or not guilty, she is speaking about YouTubers putting people in situations that can create a volatile DV situation. And she has pictures of what she experienced up at that hill. And anybody's ever experienced anything like that, to get the injuries that she was shown or have been shown publicly on YouTube are horrifying. And I believe we've gone way too far if we're talking about it, we need to be talking about how to stop it.
Somebody wants to know where you're from.
Citrus County, Florida.
So that's where you are now, Florida?
Yes.
Okay.
Florida.
Okay. So she had been given some commentary as of late. I heard her say something like, I know I shouldn't be defending Andy. Well, many people would probably think that was probably not wise. Why would you defend somebody who's abused you with this H business and the name dropping and all that? You understand what I'm saying?
Because abused children will always run into their arms of their parents. And women, it can take a woman up to 12 times before she escapes an abusive situation, or she might wind up not alive if she doesn't get out. But it is a common thing amongst DV victims.
So you're basically saying you're rallying behind Jody Sue and everything she's talking about. Is that what you're telling me?
I'm rallying behind her being able to survive. Listen, I don't know if she's guilty or not guilty, but I am.
What are you speaking of? Guilty of what?
guilty of having anything to do with the disappearance of Summer Wells.
So do you believe that?
I've had suspicions based on listening to opinions. I haven't seen anything be validated. And the biggest suspicion is she was there. So, you know, she's at site when it happens.
Okay.
So that puts her in context of.
So I thought she was inside her home when she heard the scream. Was she not?
She was inside her home, and then she starts searching. She knows that she doesn't see, according to Jody Sue, she doesn't see the grandmother. And I don't know, I've heard that she didn't allow them to search her property, but I don't know if that's true or not.
Well, how close did she live next to these people, the Wells?
She lived I don't really know. I don't do map time. There are the tutors that do map time. We need a map time to actually see. Close enough that she could hear the shenanigans up there. Close enough that she knew the sounds of the vehicle. She knew who was coming and going.
Okay.
That she could hear the children playing. Close enough for that.
Okay. Okay, so you think Fred is just a jokester, somebody trying to get back at Don, so that's why he's got all this stuff but the bones and all those things.
I think he was sick of the YouTubers. I think he was waiting for the next YouTuber that walked up there, thinking it might be the other crew, and it happened to be the other one, and I think she got schnooked. I think that was a joke. I think everybody's on the hill is scared of him. Okay. I think that he's threatening people's lives, and I think the people on the hill are toting guns, and they're up to here, and we know that they're violent. We know that they're violent.
So I've talked about Mary and
talked about Mary.
We talked about her, Jody Sue. We talked about Andrew. We talked about Fred. Now let's go to Dudley. What is the truth about what he has brought forth pertaining to Donald Wells' demeanor, the interaction they had on the job site, and now this new bullshit about Jose being on the property before the child went missing, staying in Grannis's camper, this drug stealing and this and that between him and Don. Man, go with it.
Yeah, I think I missed something with the drug stealing and Jose being in the grandmother's. Jose was quite the romancer.
He was saying that he was on the property days before. He had a stash. Allegedly, Don told him he had a stash of drugs. He got a hold of it, smoked it, whatever, something allegedly, and that possibly he took the child. That's what he said at the dinner table when he was eating with those messy boots. He might have taken her to Wisconsin. Who said that Jose was ever at Big Hill Circle? To whoever said he went to Wisconsin. We didn't even know nothing about where he went until recently. What Andrew said, his brother said he was in the Philippines. So see, we really don't know where Jose is. So when it went from the Philippines to now Wisconsin, which is see, don't nobody know nothing because you can't believe nothing nobody's saying in the story.
No, you can't believe anybody. You don't know who's had relations with who because unless you were actually there, you don't actually know. We do know that Jose on his record, or I haven't looked up his record, but from what I've heard, he does have SA charges. And you have to wonder, you didn't have anything else to do but hang out on the hill and live at the Wells house. Like, who was paying your bills? And then, he was the romancer.
You know good well I can't believe that he was up there all this time that never got out, that he was up there before the child went missing. You know damn well that would have gotten out. If Fred got eyes in the sky, Jody Sue had eyes in the sky, nobody had eyes in the sky to know that Jose was up there before the child went missing. It's just now coming out by Dudley, another person who has beef with Don besides Fred.
And you can't get in and out of when Fred and the other neighbor talk, you can't get in and out of that hill without being noticed. Those neighbors know who's going up and down that hill.
That's what I'm trying to keep up is that though, if I don't have a bullseye view of your drive, how would I know who's coming out of your drive unless I'm already at the bottom of my drive to see who's coming out of your drive? You understand what I'm saying? Because their drives go up, I would assume. His house is up on a hill, Don Wells. So how do I know who's up there, how long they're up there? When the houses are full bloom, I can't see what's up there. So how do I know who's up there, when they came, went out?
You don't.
You don't.
You don't, unless you're eye spying or you have video cams at your.
Or I've been hanging with you. How about that?
Or you're angry. Or you're eye spying. I want to know what's going on in your property.
Why would Jose go back after the fiasco of October 20th with the shindig, of the falling out, the tussling, the falling? I'm going to go back to his property almost a year later to sit and now sleep with the grandmother, the mother of Candace, whoever. I done slept with Allie. I done slept with Candace. Now I'm going to sleep with the mama. How's that going to work out? And Candace is 30 feet away in her house with her husband, the same man I just tussled with almost a year before. Make it make sense.
Yeah, I can't make that make sense. That doesn't make any sense.
So does that sound like Dudley's lying?
Yeah, that's well, I don't totally believe Dudley about. I don't think Dudley per se has anything to do with Summer's disappearance, but I don't think he's nearly as innocent as he claims. When he was speaking, just his behavior when he's, you can see where he's looking, he's coming up with his story. I think he was getting a lot of attention and he was just talking away.
And let me get back at Don and make up something about Jose. See, where I have the problem is we don't know who to believe. We don't believe nothing Don says. So you want us to believe that Don told you this days before he fired you, that he stole the man's dope. The man was stashing his dope at the camper. How would he have gotten in the camper to grab this camper to get the dope out of there? How would you know if he had dope unless you were at least getting high with him, or y'all had some type of arrangement, or he's trafficking drugs, Jose? See, I tell people to stay woke.
Yeah, that was smart. You're doing the tails in your brain and going, how does that make any sense? And what would be the purpose? It would be more drama than it would actually be taken care of. It wouldn't.
My wife is known to sleep with men and bring company into the house. I'm going to let this man come back 9 months or so later and stay on the property. I don't care if he is screwing Grandis. You done screwed my wife. And I'm getting ready to get in cahoots with you.
Right. Yeah.
To stay on the property while I'm going to work.
Mm-hmm.
Dudley.
You called that right out, and I bet you're 100%. 100. You should be interviewing people.
I will not.
Yeah, because you don't want to. You'd be like, I'm done with that. I'm not talking about it no more.
Look, I got another live coming up later, and this is it's a serious case of a man that was murdered here in Knoxville, Tennessee, and his sister and family are going to speak on the live.
Oh wow! Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, because we're looking for answers to what happened and why the case is stalling. Detectives are being a little mum with information pertaining to who killed the young man, the motive for killing the young man. It's a very interesting story.
What time's it live?
When I'm done with this one.
Gotcha. So they're waiting on you. Well, you're giving them a wonderful platform that they get to, because the YouTube true crime community could be doing so much good. Every time I get on, I say, listen, guys, get together. This Little Summer Wells is bringing awareness. There's going to be resolution. I
hope. But I just don't think that what's going on with the case should even be things that we should have even been able to make videos about. You understand what I'm saying? If these people were up to par, as my father used to say, my dead father would say, if this case was up to par, the parents, we wouldn't have had the material to make such crazy, salacious videos pertaining to the Wells, Boy H, Allie, because there are a lot of people who are missing, and you don't have YouTubers talking about the side pieces, the neighbor, Pookie, Ray. They're just telling you, hey, this is what the news has revealed about the case. It's none of this stuff here. This stuff that we're talking about, we shouldn't even have material to talk about. Don Wells, Candy, Boy H, Allie, Fred, Mary. There are many cases of missing people. It never got to the extent like this. Because maybe the people came from really nice, decent people who are concerned about their loved one. And they're not on social media hooping it up, getting drunk and cussing and fussing and spinning different tales day for day of what allegedly happened. They're staying quiet.
This has been the Jerry Springer YouTube show. Yeah,
it's about a baby. And it's just like I said, it's as if really it's a made-up story at this point because you don't know what's real. You're just getting a bunch of shit from the parents and all these other new people jumping out of clown cars 6-7 months in. It's like, it's not even a real story. It's just about the parents and all the problems they've had with people that they know. Let's be truthful. All these stuff that we're hearing and the stuff, videos that we're making, it's about the people that allegedly have fallen out with Don and Candy.
Which I would think would be any person
Count
really.
Count up.
Yeah. I don't think anybody that really, you know, I wouldn't hang out with Don and Candace. They would not be my choice of people. But no, it's been really interesting to watch. You're right. And people, not only have they exposed, which I said in the very beginning, these people, their lives is just completely transparent, more than any other case, which is, and then now you have YouTubers making other YouTubers' lives completely transparent.
Yeah.
And
but those YouTubers immersed themselves in something that did not concern them. This business of Summer was none of their business. You want to talk about her is one thing, but you coming down here, doing all that stuff, going back there, you know, at Knots Landing, you had no business back there. Bothering people, harassing people. You did that. Nobody did that. Those people didn't go follow you to Florida, Pennsylvania, bothering you. You came down here messing with those fucks. And you upload videos like it's damn 48 hours. Give me a break. You're not in News Nation now. You understand what I'm saying? You act like this is some real shit off CNN. Part 2 is coming tomorrow. Part 3 on Wednesday. Next, you'll hear that one of them bats got an agent.
Who's got an agent?
One of them bats, I have one.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
And I think people are buying in for a movie at this point. I think that Netflix, even if there or any writer could write 100 stories about that hill, and they're biting to make sure that they've got their spot in the movie. And you know what I think too is I think a lot of people they've already started going after each other, and we're going to see more of that. You have drama channels doing nothing but other than creating drama on the YouTubers. And the drama that they're creating.
You know what? Like I said, is that those YouTubers put themselves in that position. When you went down there back to back, you gave the people something to talk about. It was bad enough we had the start of H, Allie, and now, you know, Jody Sue, and this person, Fred, Mary talking. See, each person took their time by bringing something forward because we didn't have anything. Then Don and Candy started doing the, you know, late night dialing with the YouTubers, inboxing, messenger. Allegedly, Grandis talking to somebody, a YouTuber. She's not telling her the whole truth of who she is. It's just been one thing after the other. Now, the YouTubers said, "Ooh, I've got to get a part of that. I'm going to go down there all of 6-7 months in and report on something that's dead in the water." Literally dead in the water.
It is dead in the water. And the TBI and the FBI and the police is going to take them a minute to complete their investigation, and then the charges will start flowing in. They have the information, but you're right. When you have addicts on speed dial that are willing to go live and nobody's reeling them in and nobody's saying, you know, stop talking and get attorney counsel, I don't know how you could believe that any of these people would actually be thinking they have your best interest. Even the other one that goes on.
You'd have to be an utter fool. And this is why I keep telling everybody, when this plays out in court, if it ever makes it to a courtroom, can you imagine sitting in court waiting to hear from Mary, this person, Pookie, the daddy, Fred, Jody Sue, a YouTuber.
And you know, the police have taken information from YouTubers. Michelle from Michelle Walks, Michelle After Dark, she's given information, but you know, she's in England.
About what?
Off of some of her videos and some of the information that she had found out, because she actually did research. So they contacted her, and according to what I've heard, and she's actually been able to give them some information. But she did that. She didn't talk to Don. She never spoke to Candace. She's never contacted anybody. She's not even in this country.
I know. But that's what I'm trying to figure out. What is it if she found finding out records of who was and stuff like that?
Yeah, whatever. She would have to go back into one of her videos to see when she said what she spoke on. But they've definitely gotten information. And listen, I think that the police they've openly said they're in people's chats. They've openly said it. If I were,
I know they're watching it. I know they're watching because they know. I guess at this point, the family won't shut up talking. Somebody, as most of y'all say, they're going to slip up because they keep talking. So I guess the investigators think, well, we'll just sit and try to jump in. But my goodness, think about all the YouTube channels you got to sit and wait to see if Don, Candy, or whoever is going to jump in the damn live. Who has that kind of time? I don't even see how everybody goes from channel to channel trying to watch and hear what Pookie and Ray Ray are saying. I don't want to do it. I don't want to spend my free time like that.
I don't blame you.
I'm going to spend my free time.
I don't know if anybody has real jobs. Like I have a real job. So I can tune in, to certain, like I love Michelle Wong.
Right.
And I'll tune in and I'll check on some people. Sometimes I'm listening while I'm doing activities, but I have a job. Yes. So I cannot be on YouTube. Yeah.
And that's my point, is that you can't have a full-time job jumping from chat to chat all damn day and night. There's just no way possible.
No, you're immersed in it too.
In that. And I don't want to be immersed in that.
Right. You got to have some positives.
Exactly.
You got to have some positives.
So Dudley, you're a little leery of. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, I'm very leery of Dudley. I don't think he had anything per se to do with Summer's disappearance, but I don't think that he's, the most outstanding guy. And, I don't think he even had nobody even needed really to interview Dudley. He didn't need to be brought into it. I think Dudley was brought into it for click and views. And now he's, everybody's talking about Dudley.
He's stepping on out.
Yeah.
So you basically gave me your opinion about how you feel about Allie. You already told me how you feel about her.
I think Allie makes bad decisions and wants attention. I also think Candace wants attention. Candace, I believe, has been a victim of DV, probably starting very young, and now she's desensitized in the adult and, is promoting that. But I think that woman is incredibly lonely, and I believe Don's control. Yeah, very obvious. And she was distraught over the loss of her friendships. And she really...
when I saw her crying on that live, I thought, what the hell is going on here?
Right. Yeah. And I she needs to come forward with whatever happened with her child. But I do, I see a very lonely woman that was really looking for friendships from other people. And they basically just used her for the information, which was sad to watch. She's going to spend, this doesn't end well for Dawn or Candace. It just doesn't end well for them.
Because the time is dwindling down. Let's go there. So I'm trying to make sure I touch on everybody that's jumped out of the clown car as of late. Let me ask you, how do you feel about boy H?
I think he's on the bottom of this group. I think he's the child caught in the group. I think a 15-year-old boy, I don't think even the front of his brain is developed. And look at the influences that he's had. I think he's victim of circumstances and bad decisions. I think he's getting thrown out there. I wouldn't want to put any 15-year-old boy in the situation that H is in. It's a shameful situation. Just anybody discussing, did he have relations with this older woman? That's probably not anything a 15-year-old boy wants, right? For all sorts of reasons. And he was very proud that he had a girlfriend.
Yes.
So yeah, he's very proud, and nobody knows that.
Why is he going to want to admit that he's been having relations with this woman, and knowing he's got a girlfriend, knowing his mother's going to find out, knowing the public's going to find out? That would be embarrassing. But then the flip side is, he could be one of those boys that don't mind telling the truth, because there have been boys who have told that the women were touching them, doing stuff, and that's how the rumor got out, and that's how the woman would get, apprehended by police.
Yeah, those high school teachers. What is going on?
Do you believe that they did something?
I don't know. I don't take it that far. I believe that H was a lonely boy. He enjoyed being around Summer. I think that he's confused. I don't think that he's making adult decisions. I think that young boys, I raised a son, young men at that age, they have feelings. They want to experiment. They're curious. Here's a mother.
Think something happened, Claudia?
I think it's possible, but I don't know. I would hate to speculate on. I wasn't there. I wasn't.
Just asking.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
Since Andrew thinks something did.
Mm-hmm. Who does?
Andrew.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'd be really careful about what,
He shouldn't be saying that. You shouldn't be saying that.
He shouldn't be saying that. And two, I wouldn't really believe a word that came out of Andrew's mouth. I just wouldn't believe it. I don't believe that he's totally on his son's side.
He's not, because you're throwing your child under the bus.
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't know what all H has told authorities. See, because like I said, what he told Chris McDonough, he may not have told the authorities. So you got to think about all that. We don't know what's been said to every person.
And I trust Chris McDonough more than I trust any other YouTube on here based on his experience in the field and doing. You listen to how he does interviews, and I think we have a lot to learn from him. Now, Chris McDonough could be saying something on YouTube in order to bait people, but he tended to believe what H was telling him. So it'll be interesting to see how it all comes out.
Why I said that's why his father shouldn't be saying anything ill of his own child, because that led me to think, dear God, I hope you're not child rearing, because right now you have no business rearing anybody, and you're saying these things live and publicly about him. It's very disrespectful. You're supposed to be a mentor and a role model for your child. You're the same one that told us that your child was struggling after the child went missing. And so why in the world would you now throw him under the bus by saying these things about you think something happened to him and with him and Candy, and that he didn't tell the whole truth to Chris McDonough?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's terrible, right? That's terrible. Good, bad, or indifferent. You should be standing right by your child.
Yes. You're not
indifferent.
So he doesn't need to be going up to New York with you.
Mm-hmm. No. And you didn't need to try to kidnap him either. He's 15 years old. No 15-year-old child needs to be kidnapped.
Well, obviously he and Allie wasn't complying with the court order.
Mm-hmm.
So he called that organization for them to extract the child. That's why. Because obviously they had an understanding. It was in the court order, from my understanding, and Allie wasn't complying. So that's why he sent that team to get the child.
I almost have to say I understand why Allie didn't comply, and it was worth pushing back.
But you're supposed to obey a court order, though.
I know, but it's very hard for
go to court, but do it the right way. Then go to court or call the court and say, I'm seeing this or hearing this. Because if she's not really talking to Andrew, then what will be the problem for you not to want him to come get his child if that's in the court order that he's supposed to get his child between this month and that month? Because it was the summer months. He was supposed to get his child allegedly. So why would you not want him to go get his child? I don't understand. And I think with the case, is what helped fuel him wanting to get him out of there.
Say the last part. The case wanted him to get out.
When that girl went missing, when the child went missing, that's really a reason why a person should want their child to come.
They should want their child out of there.
Yeah. So like to me, she would have wanted him to go out of town due to the fact he's being interrogated by law officials about this missing kid.
Unless she knows something we don't know, and then you would be correct. The correct way to handle that would be go get an order of protection. That's right. And stop. Yeah,
go to the judge and say, or call them and say, this is what I'm learning, or this is something, and I think my child does not need to go with the said party for blah, 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 blah reason. But see, that's the thing. We don't know these people, what's been going on with them. But now with everybody talking, he's now decided he wants to be a part of the, Jerry Springer show. Hell no.
Yeah, hell no. I'm agreeing with that. You can get me to watch him, boy. That will be gone on that one.
And I'm leery of anybody that packs up in a van, car, however they was coming down here. Everybody like gypsies running to Tennessee, and then you couldn't find a hotel, which that's bullshit. We got hotels from here to New York. Ting, ting, ting. So y'all couldn't find no hotel in all the surrounding counties outside of Hawkins, Sullivan, Greene County, Washington County. Ooh, ask the Queen how she know about all of them counties. Y'all couldn't find no hotel in none of those counties. That's bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I said with him, I definitely feel that he's
and then y'all went back to New York.
Mm-hmm. He's doing this. He's throwing his chin up. He's doing something else. There's something underlying.
That's just an odd thing to say. We went to Tennessee With all you all coming here, you could have went and applied for emergency housing saying you were homeless. All you had to do was show you were sleeping in your car. I know Tennessee. I know my home state.
Yeah, you do.
I know all you got to do is go to an agency to show you're homeless, say you're sleeping in your car. They went and verified you're sleeping in your van, car, Winnebago. You would have got emergency housing for assistance, got you a housing voucher, ting, and then all you needed was your deposit money. Go look for your place to stay. Don't play with the queen, baby.
And if you live in Tennessee, ask if you're in trouble. Call the queen because she's going to tell you how to get out of that.
I'm going to tell you where to go. I'm going to tell you where to go to eat. I'm going to tell you how to get your light bill paid. I'm going to tell you how to get your gas bill paid. I'm going to tell you where you need to go. This is the volunteer state. That's what Tennessee is. So see, the messy boots on the ground, they can't tell you nothing about Tennessee. They can't even tell you they were in the volunteer state. That's how we got the damn name. That's why people move here. It's because you can get help here easier than going over there.
Isn't that interesting?
People don't move here because it's a fantastic place to be. It's cheaper to live here. The weather is milder here. That's why people move here. And Smoky Mountains if you decide to move in this region. But it's easier living here. So if you're not wanting to be in the rat race anymore, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Laid back. That's why people come to Tennessee. That's why people are here from New York, California, Florida, because it's cheaper.
And it's I didn't know it was the volunteer state. I had no idea. You just schooled me.
That's why people come here. I've heard people say it many moons ago. People were pushing homeless people to come here because they could get help quicker here than any other state.
That's
why we have so many homeless people here. Some people told them to come here.
Yeah.
And people were outraged. Don't have them come here. Why are you shipping them here? Sending them here? You know how many people I've met that just landed here from the bus station? A lot. Came here because somebody told them to come to East Tennessee. Came here with nothing.
Well, Tennessee people must be really good people because you just...
It's the volunteer state. That's what we're called, the volunteer state. That's where the name came from. Tennessee Volunteers.
And now you guys...
All you have to do is show proof. You're homeless, destitute. There is help. You will get help, especially if you have children.
So no excuses there.
That's why there's no excuses for 110 Ben Circle.
No. There's no excuses. Even social services. I mean, I know they were going out there the next day. I know they're overrun. I know, but the minute there was suspect of SA, that little girl should have been told. There's no way a child that is even suspect of SA should be left in a home. Do you have any insight on how that the system, what happened there, that they'd been called out so many times and they did not remove? I mean, these were extenuating circumstances. You already heard how I feel that, okay, so I don't approve of this or I may not approve of that. But by law, this, is there really a reason to remove the child? With SA, there's really a reason to remove the child. What do you think happened with the social services and her not getting removed? Or do you think they were going to remove her that next day?
I don't bank on the CPS situation only because it makes no logical sense that you let the children stay 6 weeks after the fact. See, everybody wants to keep banking on, well, they need proof. So Summer's not around. There's no proof. But you got to think logically. If I'm coming to investigate a child being molested, she's missing, bells would go off in my head that possibly the parents got her missing on purpose. Either that's by death or passed her on to somebody else. I'm removing all your damn kids on the spot June 15th.
And they did.
They did not.
Didn't they move them? They did not.
6 weeks later.
Oh, it was 6 weeks later when those boys get removed. I thought it was sooner than that.
So that's why I don't bank on CPS being involved. Because you should have put their names in the database when you went to go see about the report. Let me pull the parents' names up to see what they've been doing before Summer Wells was reported missing. So CPS name should have came up that you have a pending case against them. I tell people don't listen. They hear what they want to hear, say what they want to say. I don't speak on stuff that don't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Their name should have came up in the database if they were being investigated. If it was done properly.
If it was done properly.
So that's where I have the problem. Was it done properly? Were the people who went out as officials, did they put their name in the database to see if these people were being investigated, had any other issues pending with the state? If you have an open investigation and their name came up in a flag, then why in the world would you leave 3 children there?
Right.
For whatever reason, if they were being investigated. See, that made no sense to me. But everybody wants to come back and repeat what somebody said on a YouTube channel about, oh, they got a receipt. They got a receipt. Well, where's the damn receipt versus leaving the children there for 6 weeks? That makes no logical sense.
You're 100% correct.
You're investigating it, but you're going to leave the kids there for 6 weeks. So you want to see what? If the boys show up with abuse? Makes no sense.
Yes. My sister used to work for DCF. I'm going to ask her that question specifically. If you have an open case on one child, can you remove the other child? And if that one child is missing, what would be the protocol to get the other kids out of there?
Well, why leave them? You just think because she was allegedly being molested that the person wouldn't molest a boy?
Right. And
when I talked to a social worker. A social worker told me that a month ago, a social worker told me that they don't necessarily remove children because the house is unkempt.
Right.
And then her personal opinion, she does believe Candy's behind her disappearance from her experience dealing with taking children out the house for different reasons, this and that. She says 9 times out of 10, the mother and the daddy, they got something to do with that little girl missing.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing as much as they speak and they're intoxicated that it doesn't slip out of their mouths. That it's amazing because as intoxicated as they get, you would think that they would slip.
But they are pathological liars. They've been lying most of their lives. So probably even inebriated ain't going to make them spill the tea.
Yeah.
That's what we as outsiders thinking and hoping.
Mm-hmm.
They'll spill it.
Yeah, I'm going to ask the DCF question. I'm really curious about that. What are the laws behind that? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then this rumor that she didn't want to drive far to see the children. What the hell are you talking about? Those are your kids.
And that may be a rumor. That's
true. But that's
so many rumors.
Everything's a rumor. Everything's a rumor pertaining to Don and Candy.
Yeah. And they're friends. They don't really, they're not picking
real friends. Yes.
Yeah. BK, though, he's speaking on behalf of Summer. I just want to take a bottle of Dawn and put it in his mouth and have him use his words. I find
it interesting that he immersed himself in the case with the Cash Gurney case, and now he's immersed himself in this case in Tennessee, and all the cases are similar. Each person in the storyline pertaining to the children have abused substances.
I didn't know BK or anything about the true crime community until I stepped in. The reason I jumped in to the Summer Wells was because of the dogs, because I was super interested in all that, because I'm the dog lady. But I never knew anything about BK. So the only impression I've ever gotten of BK is the mouth and the craziness. So when I'm listening to other tubers talk about this person that he used to be, or these other cases, I've only seen this example of him. And I haven't seen him on YouTube in the last couple of days, so maybe he got taken down. But if he's representing a missing child, we have a problem.
Well, I came across him briefly with the Cal City case, and I didn't remember him being this flamboyant. He didn't start just acting out, to my knowledge, until the Cash Gurney and getting hooked up with that Monica Sherrod business, and then now jumping over here in our pond, and he's just ill to me. There's something wrong. But my understanding is that he was under the influence of narcotics. And that's
he's smoking cannabis every time he goes on.
I ain't talking about no cannabis.
Mm-hmm. Under the influence of other narcotics. But
that's when the shift allegedly came about, is what was told to me in private. the shift in the behavior and the outbursts and the talking crazy. Because I don't remember him talking like that when I first started seeing him on YouTube talking about Cal City. I would see him on other panels talking. I didn't remember him being as flamboyant, but like I said, I didn't follow him every day. But all of a sudden one day, guess he didn't like my opinion pertaining to Monica Sherrod. And the next thing I know, I'm hearing my name and this and that. And I'm just like, dude, I ain't what you want. You stay your ass out there. Because you're not running nothing. You're not running nothing in Texas and nowhere else. Everybody's entitled to their opinion about what they see. What I see, maybe you don't see. But see, I realized why he was identifying with Monica Sherrod, because she looked like a user and he was using. It was obvious. So you like her because you all have like minds. Just like you're gravitating with the Wells because they're doing the same thing that you were doing, what she was doing. You're not rallying with people who are sober and trying to get justice for their child, get answers for their child. You're rallying with people who are users because that's what you're doing. That's why you're rallying behind them. You have fallen between the cracks. They have fallen between the cracks. So you all are evenly yoked.
Said that, girl. That is exactly what's going on.
So that's his common bond with Monica Sherrod, the Wells. They are all misfits in this being inebriated. Yeah. If it wasn't for that, he'd have no use for Don Candy or that chick out there in Texas. And I bet you if he jumps into another case, those people will also be active users. And then you are a father and allegedly married. Why would you put yourself in the mix of that? And you're supposed to be a parent and a husband. So then that leads me to wonder what the hell's wrong with your wife? Why is she aiding you and dealing with you? Because you wouldn't even lie beside me and carrying on YouTube and doing all the stuff you're doing. Hell no. Hell no. You're not going to lie beside me.
No, me either.
You're not going to have access to my child. Behaving in the manner that you're behaving.
The mouth. And I'm not against the cannabis.
So that wife, she needs her ass checked too.
And when you're speaking about a child, a missing child, and the verbiage coming out of your mouth and the presentation is not. It's horrific representation.
That's what I'm saying. So you can't sit up and say, because that's the BS he pushed out to the world about the Monica Sherrod and the Cash Gurner situation. I'm an advocate. I'm he act like he's trying to do something, get us flagged for what we're saying about this woman. We're looking at her demeanor and how she's carrying herself, and we're looking at ourselves saying this is the reason why this child got in the predicament that he was in, he and his brother. This woman was not fit to be taking care of these children because she's already had run-ins with the law, also been to jail, this and that, drug usage, hooking up with her father, active user, left his kids with this woman unattended, took off. What you got to do with this situation? Why are you even involved?
Right. Why are you even involved?
Why are you? Yeah, you done went to the ground and got involved in something that did not concern you. Why? You don't know that lady. You didn't know the kids. The common bond is inebriation.
Sad.
You smell it. A user knows another user. Come on with it.
Yeah. And now it's on YouTube. Now it's public.
And that's the sick part of it. Bringing it to YouTube. You didn't even have to be a part of that shuffle going on out there in Texas. You did that to yourself. You made yourself public enemy, number one, by getting involved with that woman. You should have stayed in your lane. You want to say, well, hey, I believe the lady, whatever she's saying. Okay, that's your opinion. But going on the ground and meeting and doing stuff and hell no. Hell no.
Yeah. Right. That's not journalism. That's not journalism 101. That's not reporting. That's not deep diving. That is immersing yourself.
You ain't heard Nancy Grace. You ain't heard Nancy Grace meeting with nobody in the hotel smoking a crack rock and getting high with no damn body involved in the damn case. Ting. Dr. Phil, you heard of him getting crunk? Dr. Phil was at the club when they were drinking. He was on the floor doing the Tootsie Pop and everything in a handstand. Hell no. So why you doing it? But what baffles me the most Is he somebody's father?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't know, girl. I don't know. But I'm going to watch your next live and then I will jump on with you again because I like everyday shenanigans. I like that you speak.
Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Well, let me ask you this. Where do you see this going? And you also, before you check out of here, you tell me what you think happened to Summer Wells.
I think Summer Wells had been a victim of DV, possible SA. And I think that there may have, I still am in conflict whether something happened at the lake. And that is where, she's so traumatized. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
And, or if there was a loan out and she genuinely was taken out of town. She looks, those would be my two big, something happened. I don't believe that it was intentional. I don't believe that Candace got up that morning and intended on harming, that the day would end that way. Yeah, I don't think she did it. And I think if she did it, it was in a moment of anger and, or it was actual drowning. I mean,
you said you think it was a moment of anger or no?
I don't know. I'm still in conflict. I have a hard time wrapping my head around either of the solutions. Somebody took her and they were using her for nefarious things. And I have a hard time wrapping my head around anybody being angry enough that they could hurt a child. In the moment of anger, that they could actually hurt that child.
I find so weird you all saying that when 9 times out of 10, most cases of children missing and abused and found dead, it was direct, intentional harm.
Oh God. Yeah.
So that's why I find it weird when people say they can't see her intentionally killing her kid when children are intentionally killed every day.
Because I can't wrap. It's so hard for me to wrap 11 my head around.
A boy deteriorating inside of a house. He was a dead corpse for 11 months. That was intentional. You watched your boyfriend beat your baby. That was intentional. You're starving your children. That was intentional.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I find it weird when people say they can't believe that, but it happens every day. So how could you not believe it?
It's the brain. It's the denial. I'm
just want people to make me understand. What is it about Candy that you can't see? She would intentionally starve a child, beat a child.
Mm-hmm.
What Allie told you, she used to lock her inside of the hot basement. She said that.
That's terrible.
So that's why I look at Allie like there's something wrong with her. Why would you let Boy H hang with a person that was locking a 5-year-old in a basement?
Right. I didn't hear that one.
Candy said out of her own mouth, with the boys, there was no in or out. So then how did she get out then? If the boys are locked in. If the boys are locked in, can't get out, then how did Summer get out?
Yeah. And that kind of hatred, that kind of bitterness inside somebody's heart that they could physically harm their own child like that.
Because people do it every day.
Yeah. Yeah. It's that desensitization. I still just go, oh God, geez, that poor kid.
Well, people viciously hurt their children every day. If you want to know how cruel it can be, we have a case here in Tennessee recently where children were adopted by a family here in East Tennessee, and they were both buried on 2 different properties, one in Roane County and one in Knox County in Halls. They also arrested the son for the house in Halls, where that child was found buried on that property. 2 separate children that went from foster care to adoption. Intentional. Also arrested for TennCare fraud.
For what kind of fraud?
TennCare, medical fraud from the state, the parents. So it was deliberate. Whatever they did to the kids led to them burying 2 separate children. How are you going to explain 2 separate children that you adopted, found dead, buried on 2 separate houses, properties, right here in the volunteer state?
What do you think can be done about these kind of things so these things don't happen? What is the solution, or even a drop of
speaking up? Speaking up.
Speaking up.
Stop whispering about what you saw go on over here. Stop saying she ain't feeding her kid. Her kid's outside all day and night. The kids look hungry. Call the police. This is what I told people in the chat. From now on, don't call CPS. Call the police. The child's outside all damn day. Just call the police. Oh, there's a child wandering around. He's been out there for 6 hours, 4 hours. Put an end to it. Don't call CPS about nothing else. Call the police. Because, see, the police is the one who's going to go to the door, and then he or she will see what they need to see when mom and daddy opens the door. Then you don't have to worry about waiting for CPS.
You got that.
You don't have to worry about CPS showing up if they investigate it or not. Call the damn law and let the law be the ones to call CPS when they see, okay, this don't look right. We're calling DHS now.
So we're going to do this. And then the next thing I'm going to say, I'm going to steal that directly from you, from my lips directly to God. Next time you see something, what do? Don't call CPS. Call the police. Allow them to call CPS.
Yes.
So they can open the door.
Yes. No more.
Get in.
Yeah. No more anonymous phone calls to CPS. No more Dear John letters. Just skip all that. Because we're now seeing that the case with the corpse out in Texas for 11 months in the house rotting with the family, CPS was involved in that case.
They were.
And she was able to keep her kids. See where I'm going?
Mm-hmm.
Family members.
Oh, I love that answer.
She's not answering her phone. She's not telling them where she moved to. A child was rotting in a room. A corpse been in there for 11 months. And CPS was involved with other children and herself. Mm-hmm. Yes. And the boyfriend. The one who beat the baby to death. Now imagine a dead baby in a room for 11 months. You can't fathom that. Mm-hmm. And people complain to the landlord about the dead smell. You did nothing. Nothing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that was the most brilliant answer. That was a good answer. That was a thought out, common sense answer. And guess what? I didn't have that one. And I will promote exactly what you said. Don't call CPS, call the police. Yeah, that's the right answer. Get them to open the door and walk inside and lay eyes on what's going on and allow them to call CPS.
Yeah, because see, that case in Texas is a case that makes no logical sense that it went on that long when you had neighbors complaining about a smell, mm-hmm. and yet the landlord wouldn't even get off her or his lazy ass to go see where the smell was coming from. You're going to sit there and let people complain day for day about a death, a smell of death, and you don't even have to go inquire to see where the smell is coming from. That makes no logical damn sense.
Nope, it doesn't. That's lazy.
Bugs, crawling through the drains, all that. You're not trying to figure out where it's coming from?
Mm-hmm.
This is crazy.
Mm-hmm. It is crazy. That's insane.
And I tell you what's going to happen. Somebody going to get some free money from the city and department management off some kids that nobody even stepped in to try to raise. Watch. Those relatives, they're all going to get together and get a lawyer and sue somebody. You just watch what I tell you.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Of
course, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's terrible. That's terrible for kids they didn't even check on. Mm-hmm.
They said, I tried, but she kept moving, changing her telephone number, wouldn't answer, da-da-da-da-da. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. I'll be back. You're my kind of girl. I love it. And I'm going to move that forward. Exactly what you said. I will be promoting that. That was the best answer I've ever heard. And I didn't think about it.
Don't call CPS anymore. Don't call CPS.
Common sense.
Just call the police.
Call the police. Let them open the door and let them walk in, because they can do that. They can look around and allow them to call. So allow them to make the report based on what
Imagine the neighbor in Texas that kept feeding the older 15-year-old every time he wanted food, wanted the food covered, needed to plug up his cell phone. Had you called the first time the police to say, this child's been walking around here smelly, this and that. That's another thing. You didn't smell death on him. Stay woke.
Mm-hmm.
He had to come in your house to get the food.
Mm-hmm.
Did he not? How did he charge the phone from outside. So you had to smell death on them. Come on now.
Mm-hmm. And it's a distinct smell.
Exactly.
It's super. It's gut wrenching.
You should have called the police first, second time. When he started coming about, he's hungry. You should have said, now something ain't right. Let me call the police and tell him. I would have called the landlord. I would call the police. Oh, this child is hungry. He's looking thin. He don't, whatever. And then they would have went knock.
Yep. And they would have smelt it, and they would have investigated what that was. Yeah. Good answer. Good answer. Paying that one forward. Girl, I'll be on to watch your interview with your family members.
I'm going to call them now and check in and see when they're ready, and then I'll be back on. Thank you so much.
All right. You got it. Bye, girl.
Bye-bye.
Do I get out of here?
I get you out. Okay. Thank you. That was Claudia from Florida. Thank you all so much. I'm ran over a little bit, 3 hours, 14 minutes. I tried to chop up all the people who have been joining the bandwagon as of late pertaining to Hollerville. Thank you all so much. We've had a lot of participants to come out to speak pertaining to the case of Summer Wells, Boy H, Allie. We had slight commentary by Mr. Dotson, Robin. We also had commentary from a Jody Sue. We've had commentary from Dudley. We've had commentary from Mr. Fred. Now we have Mary. Mary also immersed herself in the case early on pertaining to alleged essay charges from Mr. Wells. Now we have Andrew, the father of Boy H. Stair step. But who has benefited from all this commentary? We still don't know where Summer Wells is. Where is Summer? All these people speaking and talking and telling us this and this and this and this. Some of you agree, some of you don't. But the one thing we don't have are answers to what happened on June 15th and where the child can be located. I still believe the answers are with Dawn and Candy. Candace. Grandis as well. We'll leave her out. So who is next to jump out of the clown car to say, I've got a story to tell you? There's only one more person in the equation, and that's Jose Roman. Jose, are you going to be the next person to come forward to give us commentary to what happened in October 2020 between you, Candace, Grandis, and Donald Wells? Are you also going to tell us if you were in Tennessee near June 15, 2021? Are you going to tell us the status of your relationship between Candace, Allie, and Grandis in 2020? And if you were indeed in the peripheral 2021? Or is this just a hoax by Dudley to get attention, get back at Don? Mary mad at Don. Is everybody mad at Don? But this is what I keep telling you. Don and Candy are still free. And what I meant to say to Claudia was, before she left out of here, so much to remember, is that next month, Donald Wells goes to court for the DUI situation. Will the court violate Donald Wells for violating his probation? Oh, Donnie boy. Time is ticking down. And that's something we all should probably focus on now, since it's almost the end of January. If Donald Wells is violated for this said probation violation, what will happen to Candace? What will happen to Candace? Because you see, Candace is not self-sufficient. She's not been self-sufficient, probably for a very long time. And without Donald, she won't survive out here. Could she survive? Sure. if she put her mind to it. And maybe that will be the testament to the story. That Donald goes to jail and Candy will be on her own to fend for herself. And the only person that would have her back would be good old Mommy Dearest Part 2, Grandis. And how will that fare? Candace and Grandis. Thelma and Louise. Will she be able to maintain 110 Ben Circle? Will she be able to pay the bills at the address? Will Mommy Dearest Part 2 help her out to keep the ball rolling on top of the hill? And my, the mice will surely play when the cat is away. I believe the only way that we will get to the truth of June 15th is if both go to jail. Then one of the mice will tell on him herself. That's how this story will end. Both incarcerated. And then one will tell on the other. And we will get to the bottom of where Summer Wells is. And possibly other ugly secrets of 110 Ben Circle. That's how I see that faring. Oh, crime. That was one of my suggestions last week, the movie Pet. Please check it out. It's on my community post for those of you that like mysteries and thrillers. It's a very interesting movie. I have a new suggestion this week. It's an older Canadian TV series called Durham County. Currently watching that now. You can watch it. It's free on Tubi, Roku. Movie of the week is Durham County. Older Canadian TV show. It's a mystery thriller TV series filmed in Montreal. Thank you all. I'm going to check out of here. If you want to donate to the channel, $BigAngie129 Cash App. Thank you all so much for joining me. Please check out my community post for updated stories and things happening in the news and the world. As I told most of you at the beginning of this live, Cardi B is paying for the funeral expenses of all the people who perished in the fire in the Bronx, New York. She's from the Bronx, and this is her way of paying it forward and helping out those said families. My next live is pertaining to Joseph Hines. He was brutally shot to death in East Knoxville. He was discarded off of Juanita Cannon Street. Most of you who follow my content, I go to the scene of the crime where Joseph Hines was discarded. We don't know if he was killed right there in those apartments, the alley, the house that sits in proximity to the garbage cans. Somebody in that circle knows what happens to Joseph. Somebody knows something. And I'm going to talk to the sister of Joseph Hines here shortly. If not, I'll put an update if I'm not able to do the live. But that is the next live coming up after this one. Who killed Joseph Hines, 27 years old, African-American male? Somebody knows something. We're going to get to the bottom of it. Queen is going to shake a tree, rattle a cage. We're going to find out. The streets are talking. They just didn't give a name yet. Just didn't give a name. But somebody knows what happened to Joseph Hines. Possibly more than one somebody. And I'm not going to rest till I get to the bottom of what happened to him. So if you got something to do with it, best you go call Crime Stoppers and or Knoxville Police Department and tell the truth about what happened to him. Because I'm going to keep his name on his channel till we get an arrest. That's the spoken word. Same as with Summer Wells. Same as with the boys of Cal City. Same as with any case I talk about. We're going to get justice because it wasn't your place to kill that young man. Wasn't your place. Okay? Wasn't your place. Whatever happened with Summer, the boys in California, it's all the same to me. We're going to get justice. Going to get justice. Thank you all so much for the support and love. God bless all of you. The Queen is 11,000 plus subscribers. Thank you so much. God bless all of you. Thank you. If you have any valuable information to the disappearance of Summer Wells, please call TBI, Hawkins County Sheriff's Department. No more foolishness. No more stories. No more YouTube shuffle. No more. Just stop it. Tell valuable information or keep your mouth closed. And please stay off of social media with the lies and the rumors. This is about a real baby missing. And we need justice for her so we can put this case to bed and move on to more pressing stories because somebody else out there needs a voice. And this isn't how it's supposed to go pertaining to a missing child or a missing adult. No more foolishness. No more storytelling. Give viable information only. Stay out of grown people's business. It doesn't concern you. Stay out of it. You can't be a part of the solution. Then stay out of it. Everyday shenanigans. Bye-bye. Thank you all.